I didn't know that it'd be so hard yet for me to relax, finding my purpose. I don't know what makes me happy, don't know what makes me sad. I sit around and ponder emotions in my head. I give up, no matter what I do, not enough. I try so hard to stop, I give in to every single bad temptation. And I just wanna feel like a good person, a good person. When I wake every single morning now, I give up. No matter what I do, I give up, I give up. And I just wanna feel like a good person, a good person. When I wake every single morning now, I give up, I give up. I just wanna feel free without any expectations. So many people think they know me, but they only know my music. And there's so much opportunity, so hard to make the most of it. When you feel so depressed and your bed whispers just to stay in it. I think I've had enough of it, I know that I'm not gonna win. Surrendering my everything, I'm giving up, I'm giving in. Nobody understands what I'm going through. Can't explain when you don't come from it. I give up, no matter what I do, not enough. I try so hard to stop, I give in to every single bad temptation. And I just wanna feel like a good person, a good person. When I wake every single morning now, I give up, I give up. I give up, I give up, I give And I just wanna feel like a good person, a good person. When I wake every single morning now, I give up, I give up. I give up. I give up, I give up, I give up.
Fundiendo corre la que hay, ay, 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 ay. Quien no anda corre la que hay, ay, 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 ay. Fundiendo corre la que hay, ay, 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 ay. Yeah. Quien no anda corre la que hay, ay, 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 ay. Whoa, se despega like a rocket. Uy, yeah, she been my rocket. Yeah. Una de honey, honey. Yeah. Baby, no lo pares. Yeah. Si es la que hay, pues la que hay. Yeah.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day. Boys, how y'all doing tonight? Welcome back, welcome back. Hope everybody's having a good one. Yo, oh, I forgot that this is a green shirt on a green screen. That's not gonna work. So let me do this. Hold on a second. I need to go change out my t-shirt. I woke up super early today. I threw this thing on thinking, you know what? I'll make sure to remember to switch out of this thing before the stream starts. Yeah. You know what? Let's do this. Let's actually go on, hop on live right now, start a group going over on the live realms, and then I'll go and swap out my shirt. How you boys all doing? Welcome back. Hopefully you don't see the tiredness in my eyes, man. I've found myself enthralled, really busy with this thing called farming gear from a very specific dungeon. I'll let you guys know the details of it in just a second once we get ourselves going here. But yeah, Today I want to do some 5V5 1V1 DUELS. Today we're doing them over on the region of NA, and hopefully my energy will hold me off until then. Chilpils, hopefully he's in chat, man. We'll see him in a second. Всем привет, здорово, pro, hi my man. Здорово, Dalaran, здорово, друг, как дела? DK floating head down with best with people. It's not even that floaty, man. It's just like, it's like scuffed green screen. That's really all it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a little scuffed. All right. Is the music going? No. Alrighty. Groups are going to be listed in just now, in fact. And now. Groups are listed in LFG if you guys want to find us. I also need to find the thing. Blood, and let's get you in here, my guy. Yeah, how many rogues are we going to get in? How many non-subtlety rogues are we going to get in tonight? That's what I'm really excited to see, man. So many subs out there, man, but we gotta get them. We gotta get the other classes in too, man. You know? There we go. How to join duels. Paste it here. Shane, my man, how are you doing? Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's very generous of you. With the 5 bones, can we get? Oh my God, we got an entire team squad here ready to go. What God? Oh, the group is filled. Who's got a second one? Got a group going already? Apparently so do I. Apparently we have one group available already. Are you serious? That was so fast. NA, you guys are insane. Okay, let me go swap out my shirt here real quick. Be right back here, boys. Thank you, by the way, Shane, for the 5. Appreciate you, my guy. BRB, swapping shirt.
I appreciate you, sir, and the green shirt, less than 3.
Okay, now we are set. Who's got a whole second group? I got 2 in a solo right now. Okay, that's fine. I'm perfectly fine waiting a little bit. Alrighty. So, while we're trying to figure out who's got a group available, looks like Wolfie does have a 5-man ready. We just got to get a wait out for the 2 that are in solo. Are they in the same solo or are they in a different solo? That's the question now. 2-minute solo shuffle. Okay, that's all good. NA's blood, thirsty for blood. Hell yeah, man. What's up, Kuro? How you doing, my guy? So we're gonna have the groups listed in LFG as per usual, boys. Anybody and anybody, everybody and anybody is welcome to join. As soon as the 2 in his group are out of a shuffle, then we'll be good to go. Let me tell you guys about my morning and my last night. Also, let me know if the music is a little loud. Like if you're having a hard time hearing me over the music. But last night, I was doing some sims on my rogue, right? I'm trying to get him geared, trying to make sure I'm ready for this raid tier, all that, maximizing the gear, whatnot, right? And I was able to get this one necklace that you can get from Lord Kazakh, since right now, we do have a anniversary event for a couple of more weeks until, like, is it the 7th? Yeah, it looks like the 7th of December? Wow, it's already like Christmas time. December. But yeah, so I was able to kill Lord Kazakh. I got the necklace from him that gives you auto attacks, a little bit extra fire damage. Really, really good for PvE, apparently. It's a slight DPS gain, but it's like a very competitive necklace compared to some of the raid necklaces available. The set is round 3. Okay, I'm fine chilling. As long as you got yourself a 5-man group, I'm down to wait a little bit. And then I was like, all right, cool, we got the necklace. Awesome. I got the loot knocked out. That's kind of lucky because necklace is a bit of a drop rate on that thing. You can kill Lord Kazakh every day, but like, there's a chance you could keep killing him and never get the necklace because he has a bunch of items on his loot table, and we got it first try. So I thought, all right, I got some decent loot out of it. Happy with it. And then I was doing some more sims, trying to figure out what my rogue needs, and I was like, oh, Dawn of the Infinite Dagger with Time Strike. Okay, I'll give it a couple of shots. 1 dungeon, nothing. 2 dungeon, nothing. 3rd dungeon, 4th, 5th, nothing. And I'm like, I kind of want to see, like, do I get it by 6th? No. 7th? No. And then I basically had an entire night of me just queuing that dungeon over and over and over and over and over and over in Mythic Pluses to see if I can get the dagger, and so far nothing. So I went to bed a little bit upset about that. I thought, alright, well maybe if I could wake up early enough, I could just maybe farm the hell out of that instance the entire time. For some reason, my body took that thought and materialized it into reality. I went to bed super late, and then I got up incredibly early, like ridiculously early in the morning, like 11 a.m., which for the time that I went to bed, I only had a handful of hours of sleep. I was surprised, but I couldn't go to sleep anymore. I took a shower, got myself breakfast, did some other background stuff, and I was like, all right, this gives me an opportunity to farm for the dagger. Chat, I'm like over 25 runs into that dungeon, and I'm still not finding the dagger. Over 25. And it's like a 20 minutes each run, but also it takes longer just to find a group at a decent enough item level. I even tried dropping it to like a lower level just to see if I can get a faster group. It's still 20 minutes either way though. But it is insane the amount of farming you have to do to get this dagger. I don't know why. And I've seen it drop for another rogue once. And the guy did like, it was one of those dungeons where I'm like in there, I'm pumping, trying to get through the key as soon as possible, right? Slaying bosses, slaughtering all the ads, putting in the effort. This other rogue, he's gearing, right? There's only so much you can really do, right? His damage is not really up there. He gets the dagger. I'm like, oh no, dude, oh no. It feels bad because it's like, here I am, like trying my ass off. And this guy, I know he's gearing, right? He's trying his very best. But it's like, I would have loved to just be like, you know what? You put in the effort, you get the dagger, but there was just like, I put in the effort, the other guy get the dagger. There's a bittersweet feeling about that either way. About Telrion is on EU, by the way, Goom, unless he's for some reason on NA. Posting up. All right, let me know if you got a group. DJ, if you want to join in, apparently Wolfie Druid should have another group available. Yes, they need one more. Wolfie needs one more. So DJ, if you hear me in the chat, join Wolfie. They have a group listed also for Molten Core. There's another one with Chicago swapping over. Oh no, where's Night King at? Is he got a group? Does Night King have a group? Does he need a group? Hold on a second, just chills around. Is he? He is? Does he need a group? Or is he already with Wolfie? He might already be with Wolfie, but I think I would have been able to like see it. 5? Hell yeah. Okay, we got a group. Who do I make lead here, by the way? Beastly? I think I'd make Beastly the lead, right? Beastly Lux? Or Blood Dagger? Who won't lead? Who won't lead? I need to... Okay, Beastly it is. Who are you on my reality, by the way, Beastly? Can you whisper me real quick? Real quick. Who are you? Just so I can have you here on my screen. Beastly, right? Beastly Locks. Is it Beast? Baldwin? There we go. All right, and your lead? Beautiful. Nice. Now we can get ourselves a game going. Victor match. Wolfie Druid as Baldwin 91. But yeah, chat. It turned out that I basically spent an entire evening and morning now afternoon just grinding the same dungeon over and over until I can get the dagger, man. Chicago, let's get Chicago, some people in there. Yeah, Chicago's listed in LFG if you guys want to join, if you want to find the groups. I actually never posted how to join the groups, did I? I am a dummy. Here we go. Here is how you join. Wait, I did post. Oh, okay, I just didn't pin it, but there we go. It's pinned now, but there's a post right there, chat. I know I'm pointing upwards and like, what the hell is up? Imagine that my head is below the chat, right? Just imagine. Does that work? Somewhere there? That should be where the chat is, unless you guys have it like unhooked somewhere else. Who knows, right? But yo, we got ourselves first set of 5V5 1s, boys. Groups came together real quick, like too. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be exciting, dude. We gotta get chills in here as well. I know we've seen a lot of DKs. I feel like ever since the 10.2.5 rework or 10.2 rework. 10.2.5 is way later. Actually, sooner than you think. much sooner than we all think. Everybody's like, yo, 10 to 5, not gonna see it for a while. No. This thing is like almost out the door. It's coming out, coming at you quick, coming at you live. Let me get this song in here too. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Oh, we got it. Switch. Bloody immediately getting opened up on by Feral. What is your name? Lear? Is that what it's supposed to be? Lear? Third? 3? I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's like ILLR? Ill? I don't even know. Bloody immediately looking pretty bloody after the Pharaoh sinks their teeth and their fangs and their claws into the paladin. Man's trying to see if he can maybe tussle it out, doing quite a bit of damage to the can I call you barcode? I feel like your name is as close to a barcode as we can get. You know how you have like those dashes in there? Gonna be a blessing of protection as Bloody trying to see if we can take this barcode down as the man getting smacked around. Big wake of ashes. Oh, huge hit, huge finisher, but not enough to take down the druid. Trying to see if he can bail out of there real quick. Got himself Heart of the Wild. Should be enough to keep himself alive, but the man needs some space. Got himself a reset. He needs to go for regrowth, instead gonna send a stealth. He needs to pop out. He needs to go for healing. I don't know if he's got a bear from friends and region heal going on. He's sitting down for some food, trying to see if he can get himself as much heal as he can. Bloody is hot in his tail. Should be able to maybe see him. Does he go for Wake of Ashes? If he goes for Wake of Ashes, he definitely finds him. Has no idea. The Feral, is he going to be around the pillar? Is he not going to be around the pillar? The barcode guy still does get himself at least an opportunity sitting down. He's not going for regrowth at all. I guess Heart of the Wild is out, isn't it? I guess it makes sense to go for Super Hot Boys. Where is Super Hot Boy at? Super Hot Boys, what is he serving up? If you had to guess what Super Hot Boy is serving up, pancakes over there? I imagine. I don't know why. Man, you went from Lightborn to a Void Elf. Huh? Switching around for me, or is that like an old or something? How many Super Hot Boys do you have in your character repertoire? Bloody does finally catch up to the Feral stun. Steering Glare right after does give an opportunity to stay aggressive without the Feral ever getting an opportunity to go for counter offensive. Even if he goes in for a stun, all that is gonna miss. But the barcode man so far has been doing just fine. Does recover just enough health to be able to go back to the bleed and trying to make Bloody really look and feel plenty bloody from every angle, as Barco does get himself a bit of a reset behind the pillar. Bloody does play into Crusade, so I wonder if his big wings, big defensives, or big offenses rather, are coming back up. He doesn't have a bubble or blessing of protection though. Lay on hands could potentially keep you alive as we get into the 10% dampening. I guess we haven't really claimed dampening until like 10 seconds in now. Shield of Vengeance up. Barco taking quite a bit of hits though. He is trying to steal state press the offensive against Shield of Vengeance as it just pop back into him. Not in a great spot. There goes the friends in regen, I believe, right? I think that's what it was, unless it was a random regrow. The man, not in a great spot. Bear form, got himself a little bit of self-heal. Should stay in that bear form a little bit longer just to maximize the healing while bear form provides. The frenzied region is huge, but only stays while you're inside of that bear form. Bloody, unable to really reconnect with the guy, unless he wants to go for a Wake of Ashes through the wall. Could do it, that would apply slow, maybe a dot onto Barcode, unless he's got himself a decent setup. Does go for a stun. It is going to be human racial, so that could open opportunity for the Feral Druid to maybe make some kind of play. Bark's got available. Does have a wall come back up very soon. Main Eater right now needs a wall this moment. Oh, the guy does end up going for the full Crusade. This way he could potentially maybe ramp up. Find himself very low. Bubble available very soon. He just needs 5 seconds down onto Rosie. They don't have a trinket anymore. Could potentially maybe just commit full damage. You got a full Crusade. Take that momentum. Press the bubble and then smack down the Demon Hunter while you can do it. I think he's trying to see if he can buy himself as much time. Shield of Evidence is back up. Does have the immunity in case things go really rough. It's going to be a sigil into a hunt. Could go for a stun. Bubble. Does he not get the bubble there? I guess he just doesn't get the bubble. Was there some forbearance? Is that what it was? Lay on hands, maybe? I think that's why he was trying to buy himself some time. Because I was expecting for him just to go and pop a bubble immediately. What's up, Seawork? How you doing, my man? We got ourselves Star going to be up next. Giving this man a bit of an honor duel. I like it. I like it. For Rosie, though, that is a... Do you still have meta? I can't tell if you still have meta or not. It doesn't look like a meta while mounted. But I know that it gets removed whenever you're mounted. So maybe Thark was just not trying to give him auto duel. Maybe he's like, you know what? I'm gonna wait out the meta. Maybe I'm just gonna wait out the meta. Because you should have a lot of your defensives and offenses still available, yeah? Minus Metamorphosis. They don't even track Metamorphosis on here anymore. Because meta can be as short as 2 minutes now. Not 4 minutes, not 3 minutes, as short as 2, depending on how you talent yourself into. As Rosie doesn't even want to really stay over there with Dark. Actually, just wants to reposition instead, buying himself as much time as possible, probably waiting out for the hunt in order to maximize the tier set if they do have the 4-set bonus. But Dark trying to see if he can maybe get himself a charge. 24% dampening, 5 minutes into the duel. This is where dampening starts to really skyrocket little by little by little. But eventually it is going to creep up to the really, really unhealable numbers very, very, very soon. As Dark trying to see if he can catch back up to Rosie. Not really playing super aggressive. Trying to go for a setup with a bit of a fell barrage into an IBM right after. Wall up for Thark as he does eat an entire sigil, dropping down a totem to counterattack Rosie, catching him in a quick stun. Rosie, if he doesn't take down the totem, that's going to be a lot of damage taken. Does go for the immunity with another walk, trying to see if he can walk, backpedal out of this situation. As Thark did end up committing 2 big defensives for the Demon Hunter alone. And that's still a hunt available. Sigil of Fear around the corner. Catches him. I'm surprised it actually caught him with a Sigil of Fear right after. Hunt around the corner. Does he have the stun he needs? Got himself big blade dance. I think Thark might just go down here, knocking the Demon Hunter back. Quick stun. And Rosie does end up capitalizing on it, slaying him, taking him out of the game fairly quickly with Dagger. Shadow step into the dude immediately. Rosie, I don't even know if you have a trinket right now. The game doesn't track it. There goes a trinket. There goes a trinket. We definitely saw that one. Blood Dagger did get hit with an imprison. I don't think he trinketed for that one. Evasion is up really early for the Rogue, trying to go for Shadow Steps. Rosie doesn't really have a lot of answers right now. Let's maybe backflip out of there. Does maybe have Blur, trying to see if he can reposition, potentially blind by Blood. And the man might just need himself one more backstab, stun instead. Rosie with a big explosive, Cloak of Shadows, that is a trinket right now with a cloak out of Blood Dagger. Rosie trying to see if he can back up out of there, using Blur to give himself a little bit of a survivability situation here. And it's going to be a disarm. Immediately try to backpedal, but the Rogue is going to be on you. Blade Dance does come out either way. The Rosie needs a stun right now, unless they, oh, wait a second, it's actually so close. Hold on. They just entered the dot. Oh, he would have definitely died to the dot if he did not have a super pick up there. That would have been actually dead to the bleed. A super hot boy trying to see if he can find Blood. Should be able to maybe catch him. Trinket. Nova does not catch him. Does see him. Flurry. I think he might just have him here. Yeah, Shadow Step by Blood with a blink for Super. Does allow him to blink away because it's going to put him away from the pillar. But a Blizzard around the corner together with the Ring of Fire. He's got a caught between the Rocket. Heartblade's having to go for blinks. It isn't going to be, where did the guy go? I guess back blink around the corner into Rare Frost. It's over. It is over. Unless you cheat death somehow keeps you so tanky. It is done. Beastly gonna be second to last over for the team 2. We hit on that 8-minute mark in just a moment. We still got 3 over for the team 1. DJ with Necro as well as Super. And Super does need to get himself potentially. I think it looks like he has Icy Veins available. I don't even know if Icy Veins tracks. Does anyone know if Icy Veins tracks properly on you guys like add-ons? Because I'm pretty sure like if it doesn't track it properly on add-ons, I doubt it tracks it properly with the Blizzard UI stuff, like the custom UI for the tournament stuff. Dropping down the orb, Blizzard down to see himself a Ring of Fire on top of it. Then it's going to be Beastly playing that Affliction Warlock, trying to see if he can play to the dots. Super dropping down a Ring of Fire on him just to keep Beastly away. He's going to try to see if he can play defensive. He's taking quite a bit of dot damage. They did amp up the Affliction Warlock damage over time abilities. You can no longer snap to ramp up your dots to make him tick faster and tick more, make him tick more often, but you can do quite a bit of dot management every time you place a curse. If you play a new talent called Jinx, every time you curse a target, you apply Corruption and Agony for free. It does cost you Soul Shard, but it might still be value, so there's going to be a Mortal Coil and a Breath. Might be able to help him disconnect. It looks like basically does not play with a pet, so he was going to have to be present for it in order to be able to get kicks onto Super. Does end up establishing what looks like a maybe Cursive. He's definitely trying to see if he can decurse him whatever he can. It's going to be a kick, miss, but it's going to be maybe potentially stun out of BC. Doesn't quite get a Frostbomb setup by Super. Doesn't get himself the perfect goal with the Rare Frost. Could be huge potentially. Darkback might not be enough. I'm to Oblivion. Trying to see if he can just drain the guy down. Trying to see if he can trade as much as possible. Just still Glacial around the corner. The man trying to see if he can add the duel right then and there. He just needed one more lance, but that wall is going to prevent him into a Ring of Fire. Still fully dotted. Super maybe looking at an Ice Block right now. He is taking quite a bit of damage. Got himself a lot of AoE for Beastly, but Beastly might just be able to barely survive the Super, barely hanging in. The dots are actually doing a number to him. If any more dots get applied, it's over. He might just have to Ice Block this. He got himself a shield. Is still barely hanging on. He's still not out of the woods just yet. Beastly just needs a Mortal Coil around the corner, and he'll be just fine health-wise. Does throw it in. breath onto Super. Beastly just need to put up dots once. It looks like he does reapply them. I think unless Super gets himself a shield, he can remove some kind of dots. I think it was just Agony that time, yeah? Beastly does need himself an angle. It's going to be a blink. Super does go for a flurry to slow down Beastly. He just needs a couple more lances and he can do this, but the man is just dotted. Try to go for shields. Maybe he can get himself some food. Beastly charging in. If he can prevent a lot of the feeding, he might be okay. Got a full dots back to the guy. He just needs a big old UA and he'll be fine. Haunter around the corner. I don't even know if it connected. Does at least get some sort of dots onto Super. And that's going to be a dark pack for now. And those two casters kind of meandering with one another, kind of tiptoeing against each other. With a ring of fire around the corner, Beastly trying to go for a bit of a drain life, trying to walk into the fire as the blizzards are going to be crashing all around him. Super not in a great spot. The images are helping at least reduce some of the damage taken. Mortal Coil, but sent into an ice block. I don't even know if that heals you at that point. We're at 57% dampening, so I don't think the healing is going to do much. Does burn a Warlock Hellstone, not giving him that much healing. For Super does get himself recovery from the Ice Block. Poly onto Beastly with a Frostbomb setup. Trying to go for Big Glacial. Does he get himself the Ray of Frost? If he gets Ray of Frost, he'll be chilling. Oh, that is so much damage. Oh, he tried to kick him, but he doesn't quite get it. Super does get dotted up though, but top G, I think he's trying to give this man as much of an honor duel as possible. Poly, I don't think Super even realizes it. Man is trying to give him a proper honorable duel. Does he know? I think, Top G, you might just have to do him in. He just nodded at him. He just literally nodded at the guy. Stunned into a full burst. It's going to be a blink. Charge right after. Into a back blink. Into a second charge. Super trying to go for a bit of an ult time. Reflect up for Top G. Does he just go down? Hold on a second. No shot. Okay. Frost Mages. All right. Frost is back. We saw a lot of you boys play Frost yesterday. But is Frost really that nuts right now? I'm kind of loving it, dude. You're walking in, you're dropping a Frost Bomb. Dude, it makes me think of Miss Pandaria Frost Mage. If you remember that one, that's I think when they started adding like the bomb abilities, right? Living, oh well, I guess they had Living Bomb before, right? But they had a Fire Mage with a Living Bomb. Arcane had, I think, the Nether Tempest, but it might have functioned a little differently. And then Frost had the Frost Bomb. Or no, I think actually you had access to all of these as any spec of mage, didn't you? Didn't all mages have Frost Bomb at a time? For a little bit? I'm trying to remember. It was a while ago now, dude. Miss Pandaria was a while back. Let's get another one going. Yo, Beastly, let me know if you got a 5, man. Let me know if you still 5. Let me know if you still got 5. Frost Bomb. Dude, yes, Mob Frost Bomb was so good. I feel like if you've even did a little bit of PvP, you would remember the Frost Bombs from Miss Pandaria. Even a little bit. So groups are ready. I'll get you guys back in for... What are you feeling like? I'm feeling spicy. I'm feeling Dalaran sewers. I'm feeling mixing it up a little bit. And by a little, I mean by a lot. Like, we don't ever jump into Dalaran sewers as the next game right after. How many games do we have on NA? 381. EU is behind by like 30 games. EU feels like it's behind by at least like 2 weeks worth of content. How did this happen? You know how? Grifka. You could probably attribute a lot of their long games and the reason why it's taken forever for them to even catch up to a name to Grifka alone. He's probably like majority of the clips, if I were to go back and look at all my audio recordings, why some of them are like 20 minutes long. Probably Grifka is in every one of these matches. Every one of them. Yeah, there's a talent node between Frostbomb, Living Flame, and Nether Spark. Nether Spark? What the hell is a Nether Spark? I don't remember a Nether Spark. Hold on, what was the tooltip for Nether Spark now? I'm interested. But yeah, because I remember like in Miss Pandaria, the thing that they had that was unique for classes is they had like spec-specific talents, but they were available for all like specs. Like they had like Frost Bomb, Fiery Bomb, Arcane Bomb, which I guess is Nether Spark. But like they had those things that were shareable and specs could like, oh, I want to, I'm fire, but I want to pick a Frost Bomb if I wanted to and try to utilize it as my gameplay. And I always thought that was really cool because the talents were like standardized among specs. So Twitch, got ourselves, oh, I gotta cancel that really quickly. Agony going for a bit of a knockback as to summon up an entire army. Thark trying to see if he can maybe withstand the might of the unholy Death Knight. The guy got a lot of that glass cannon gameplay trying to go for the cannon. but it is still fairly glass. It is going to be a full root, dropping down a dome. If Dark can just wait out the dome, maybe he could get around the corner with a couple Maelstrom and go for a couple of plinks of lightning bolt. I think he could potentially make something work there, especially if he got himself the tier set together, primordial short stun by Agony. Wants to go in, get a bit of damage done, back away, silence on the Thark, locking him out, unable to go for defenses or offensives. Actually might be in a lot of trouble. Wall together with the Guardian Spirit, wants to go hyper aggressive here. Agony with an IBM, just trying to take up some damage taken, but the man, like I said, glass cannon, does a lot of damage, but also takes a lot of damage. There goes the totem, taking it out very quickly. That's going to be a counteract totem, or counter-strike totem, that is not going to be able to reflect the damage back to the DK. Does break out of the lasso with the human racial. Not a lot of health for the Death Knight. Thark may just take him here. Deathstrike's barely keeping the man alive. Got himself the army, and Thark does go in for Frost Shock to tube the DK to a Frosty Grave, but it's going to be Rosie up next, trying to take down Thark. Last time we fought Thark, I don't think he's ever had a proper honor. No, last game was a proper honor duel versus Thark, wasn't it? I kind of want those two to go again and like be the first ones off the bat, right? All cooldowns available, everything bloody, gonna be up next. Full Crusade Wings, but Rosie got mad damage into a darkness, got himself a blur, plenty of defense, bubble out for bloody. That's actually a fantastic set of cooldowns for Rosie to get out of the Paladin. She's gonna get a stun around the corner. Blade Dance right after, got yourself a cleave. If you got Care Strikes, you might be okay. Searing Glare is gonna prevent a lot of damage. Got yourself immunity. This is good. This is good. Bloody looking to catch up in healing, but Paladins don't have a lot of healing. A lot of them have that instant cast flashlight, which does a little bit of recovery, but they can just stand still and fully recover stun right after. Bloody at no health whatsoever. He's got himself Leo in hands. The big button is being used. Rosie backing up out of there, maybe waiting for some cooldowns. Might want to somehow find himself a way to press the advantage. Needs an I-beam, needs the metamorphosis to be able to get any kind of healing. Blade Dance to follow stun. If you can lock down the Paladin long enough, you might be okay. Does not want to play around the Paladin burst. The Rosie's panic mode right now. I don't know if you have a blur. I don't know if you got yourself a vengeful retreat. You'll need to use something. Try to go for short dots. Ultra bloody. Hold on. Does bloody die to dots? He might. Hold on a second, Satchel. He just dropped down a satchel charge around the boxes. He dropped down C4 and then just let it go. Are you kidding me? Demon Hunter, dude, with the sigils. Yo, there could be a Sapper playstyle for rogues in the future. Imagine just dropping down a Sapper pack. It explodes fire damage like original fire, or what is it? Explosive trap for hunters. The one that did fire damage, not the one that exploded you and sent you flying off of a cliff. Rosie trying to get back in versus Beastly is going to try to see if he can maybe get himself an interrupt. Needs an interrupt on one of these casts. Soul Rot is going to get full dots on the guy with a Dark Layer. Still taking a lot of damage though. Beastly backing up out of the catches the drain. That's going to be a good execute. Just a quick old suck out the man's life out of him. My goodness, the amount of execute damage that does actually quite good. Like kill shot potential. Is Beastly given an honor duel right now? I think Flex is trying to give him as much of an honor duel as possible. I like that Heritage set, by the way. Oh, look at this. Look at this. The homie. If only they had like... You guys don't have a mage in your team. Yeah. Wait. Flex, you could give him the pet to like drain auto. If you really wanted to have a proper duel, if you park the pet next to Beastly, let him like drain until he gets full health. That would be like a way for him to have at least a full entire health bar. If you wanted to. It's really up to you though. Or no? Dots immediately. BC stunned up. Flex trying to find an angle. Trying to see if he can go for he got a steer set. He's got himself the spear. So he's going to give him a lot more crit damage. Potentially could be good. That's going to be a quick fear onto Flex right after him. Trying to go for binding shot onto BC. Does get to establish it. Wall could be coming out of Warlock anytime soon. Does go for the big Oblivion. Flex does catch him in an intro. Needs one big kill shot. There's going to be BC catching up a big heal. Flex taking quite a bit of damage though. So far, he can't remove the dots anymore, can't he? Hold on a second. I'm just gonna no longer remove dots. I forgot about that. That's a PvP talent change that happened in this patch. He can wait out those dots and go for a mending bandage, but he can't just go feign death anymore to remove those dots entirely. Trying to see if he can dive into camo with him and his pet, making sure to get himself a proper opener. Beast to get himself a whole new set of Warlock Hellstones. Freezing Trap. DJ should be able to maybe get himself a good opener. Explosive to start. Does shark him with a harpoon into a spear. Does cancel it out. Immediately trying to go for the biggest damage possible. Grades getting sent in. Mortal Fear available for Beastly. Got himself wall and everything. This way he either goes in for damage or find himself a bit of survivability. Trying to go for Soul Rot. Huge dots on Flex. Hold on. Flex might still die to dots. Hold on. Top G. Let Flex sit here. Is he gonna die to dots? Hold on. If he dies to dots, that still counts towards Beastly. If he dies to dots right here, it still counts towards Beastly. What do you do in this situation? He literally just laid down. Oh my goodness. Beastly does still get the kill from the grave. There's literally nothing a hunter can do anymore. You used to be able to feign death those dots off, and now you can't do anything. Big sniper shot into the back as Top G having to leap in. That's going to be chimeric coursing through his veins. Does get a stun on the Necro, but he's going to shrink it out, trying to disengage. Big damage out of the warrior. Does not want to give Necro an opportunity to recover whatsoever. Got himself full defense with a freezing trap. His Top G needs just a little bit more mobility. Charge traps keeping him in place. Charge towards Necro. Needs one more big execute. Into a turtle shell. Does get himself a little bit of the defense, and is going to go for a knockback onto Top G. Got himself reflected because there's another freezing trap waiting for the guy. Necro needs to find another angle. Top G, as a Fury Warrior, is going to start healing if you don't regularly deal damage to his health bar, because that second one is going to start kicking in. He needs to take some sort of damage to his health at all times. Slow, Top G with a charge stun. There's nothing he could do. One big execute into a rampage, trying to see if he can take the damage into Supa, but a breath meets him immediately with a poly right after. Does Supa get himself the proper setup? Into a reflect for Top G. Knockback does not go anywhere in case. Actually, in fact, he got rooted instead. Flurry into Ray of Frost is going to beat a lot of damage. Yet another root. Oh no, these roots on his charges. Random roots on your charges is so unfortunate. And Supa does. How you. What a facial? What if Rachel? I was gonna say, how did he bail out of this so quickly? He's not a warlock. This is gonna be a stun. Does get hit with a Nova into a yet another charge. Does he go for a reflect? He does get the reflect into a stun onto Supa. Supa has himself a damage opportunity right now. Apparently he has himself icy veins. Where's your pet? Or it says you have icy veins, but I don't think you have a pet. Also, does he play Snowdrift? He doesn't play Snowdrift. There goes the pet. There goes the Frostbolts. Trying to go for flurries. Big setup. Glacier Spike. Does he get it? Oh my goodness. The missile just got sent. Oh my. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. I did not already nerf. Who AA? Demon Hunters? They did get nerfed for PvP a little bit. The bursty elements, but sustained damage and burst is still decent, I'd say. Frostbolt's out onto Blood Dagger, trying to see if he can get on top of Supa, but that explosive cold Frost Bomb, it does a number of damage into a vanish by Blood. Does not have any more vanishes. Cloaker Shot is being used right now, so Supa no longer has to deal with a rogue that has any more vanishes. That's all. All those vanishes have been used. He does not play him similar to Grifka, where he uses it to get cooldown reduction. He'd rather use it to get super hyper aggressive. Polymer for after. Does it give him a chance to reset? No. Actually, maybe it's poly. I don't know what kind of poly Supa is running on, because he might be running the poly where the enemy can get himself health recovery, but I can't really tell. That was way too quick. That is a trick out of Blood though. No longer has one. No shadow mode. Only evasion available. Needs to make sure he has himself a clean go. I feel like if Blood Dagger was assassination here, I think the CC between the silences and the stuns and the bleeds might have actually served him better than playing subtlety. That's like a big opener spec where a mage could just blink your entire opener, trying to see if he can hit him with a Nova. Does not quite connect. Could go for a blizzard around the corner. Does not get to find the Blood. Does get to maneuver his way around those boxes. Supa's picking up a second eye, and if he's careful, he should hopefully be able to find Blood. Does he think Blood is in this set of boxes? Definitely sees him. Sap. Blood should be able to get away unless he wants to make this into an aggressive opener. Does he go for it? Do you just Shadow Strike to see if it blinks? I feel like at this point you probably want to see if you can Shadow Strike if you blink. Does not blink. Instead, it's going to be Ultra Time immediately into a Vanish, but Blood does get himself another Vanish. That means actually Cloaker Shot is coming back up really soon. Interesting. Kidney Shot does have another blink. It's going to be stabbed by Blood. Try to see if we can get himself a bit of a play. Supa with a bit of a repositioning. That's going to be a cold Blood. Does hit him with a full secret technique. Try to go for a poly. Does not get a kick out of the rogue at all. Cheap Shot right after. Trying to see if he can get himself some kind of CC on the guy. Finally, it's going to be a Ring of Frost. Knows that he can just Shadow Step out of it though. But Frost Bomb with another poly. Maybe get himself a decent setup. Flurry with a Frostbolt. That's going to be a Cloak of Shadows for the rogue. That is a pretty big defensive. Does have 40 seconds until it vanishes back up. Supa wants to play defensive, wants to sit down, get himself as much food as possible. Blood may end up walking into the flames. He does not. The flames, they're in the ground, but they're not really like touching whoever is touching the ground, I guess. Touching the top of platform, top side platform, top of platform. Come on. At least use English words now. What is this, dude? Oh, man. Supa does sit down. get himself a bit of a reset. Has himself 2 blocks, I think, still. So for blood, that is a lot to go through. Does have Vanish coming back up very, very, very soon. Cheap shot does have himself Dance's super with a bit of a back blink. Got himself a alter time in case he needs it. A good reposition away from blood. Got himself full flagellation. The man's trying to have himself a full all-in go. That's going to be a Vanish as soon as the mage got himself a bit of a setup. Does blood have anything keeping him out of stealth? No. It's actually clean. That is a lot of offensive to use though. That was Shadow Blades. That was flagellation. That was everything. And he was doing a lot of damage, and then an alter time just turned it around for him completely. Eyes not available for either side for now. So it's really down for Super to maybe randomly get Blood Dagger out in the open. But as long as the rogue is chilling, I don't think he can get him out, can ya? Yeah, wait, why are you dancing on his corpse? What are you trying to do? You're trying to lay down with your homies? Is that what's happening? What are you doing so bloody? Oh man, I think you just try to cuddle up with a homie, yeah? I'll take it for link in the challenge, by the way. I'm gonna read them afterwards. Cheap shot onto Super with a Gorma's bite. Got himself a breath. Does Dagger have a trinket though? I have no idea. UI does not really show trinkets properly. He does have a trinket. Burned it right then and there. The eyes should be coming back up soon, right? I feel like the eyes, at least on that far side, should be coming back up very, very soon. Super still has himself an ice block in case things get rough. Dagger got himself cloak and advantage, so he's got himself enough time spent in the arena to start recuperating some of his abilities a little by little. Immediate blink, kidney shot right after, trying to go for a bit of a secret technique setup. All the time available for Super, trying to get himself as many shields as he can to survive this. Maybe an ice block situation. Knockback on the rogue. If you can keep him out in the open, he might be okay. Shot him out right after. You know where the rogue is at. Ring of Frost, Blizzard, should be able to catch him. Does knock him out in the open. You want to stay far away so he doesn't shadow step to you into a freeze. Ring of Fire right after. Should hopefully catch the rogue. Got himself a Cloak of Shadows. That is a pretty big defensive. Super going him maybe to pick up the eye? No. How have the eyes not spawned yet? I feel like the eye should have spawned, like this one specifically should have spawned by now. Sap with the Super might be an ice block. Yes, you go for it. Blink immediately. I think ice block right here, yeah? Oh no! I think he was trying to see if he can maybe just survive without blocking. He thought he was okay. But at this idea happening, I don't know. Those shields don't hold up anymore. So BC does get 2. It actually counted as well. BC does get 2. Let's go. I like that. Let's get us another going, boys, yeah? Blaze, how you doing, my guy? Me and a friend want to get in the next game and make a full group, queue into one. Either or. We need one. Okay. Invite. Okay, Blaze, I do have a spot for 1. Not 2, but for 1. Pass me lead. Pass. There we go. Beautiful. Alrighty. Well, we got a group listed. We need one more. Duelies? Is that what you called it? You called it Duelies? I love that. I think it's so precious. Ah, man. In next updates, we'll nerf Demon Hunter a lot. You think so? We'll find out. I'm sure they'll announce something by this week, yeah. By this week. Damage Super Hot. I think he's doing really well. I think Super Hot guy is doing perfectly well. We got a spot for only 1 on Team Wolfie. I know you said you wanted to queue with a friend. Oh, okay. I guess I could get Blaze in, yeah? Yeah, we'll get Blaze. He'll be fine. Okay, he's abandoning his friend. He's like, he'll be fine. Chill's got a 5? Okay, Chill's got another group entirely. Called it first. I called it that first. Wait, what? Oh, it was the spot? Oh. Did you? Not to all the glory, just saying though. What? What? Okay. Well, we got a 5-man here. What do I give lead back to him? Who was lead on this team? Wolfie, which one are you? Know the name? Oh, okay. Who is Wolfie? Unreality. Had 1 since last game, but I didn't message in time. Okay, we'll get Night King and we'll get, I think, team... Who won? Wolfie? Or was the team Baldwin that won? Who was the team with the Rogue? Actually... Do I want to see more Warlock or do I want to see more Super Hot Boy? I think I want to see Super. But I do want to get both the teams to play against Team Night King, but one of you guys will have to go first. Beast Team 1? Okay, we should do the Team Beastly versus Night King, and then we'll throw in this team versus Rosie, Wolfie. Okay. Okay. Okay, got you set up. We now have 3 teams rotating, so one team will have to chill while the other 2 play, and then that team gets a turn. Hope that made sense. Queuing someone up. Okay, cool. All right, so we got 3 teams. We got Night King, we got Wolfie, we got Baldwin. Baldwin's team did win technically, so do we do Baldwin or do we Super? I'll let the chat decide. Do you guys want to see more Affliction Warlock or do you want more Frost Mages? Whoever I see in the chat the first will decide. Actually, while you guys decide, let me go grab a paper towel real quick. BRB. So yesterday I was a little stuffy. Today I'm starting to feel stuffy again. I was feeling fine up until I started streaming, and I feel like once I start yelling, the vibrations go through my sinuses and then just like dislodge everything. Does that make sense? No, doesn't have to. Oh yeah, a frost bomb. Hold on, let me look at this thing. Exposed in frost damage, slowing everybody. Cooldown reduced by haze. Spells strongest when it hits 5 or more targets to explosion. Nether Tempest? Oh, they did have Nether Tempest. But I think like Nether, or whatever you said, Arcane Spark, I think that was the thing, maybe like in WoD, maybe? In Cancer's Ward, didn't that consume mana to give you a shield or something? Whoa, Flame Glow, Temporal Shield, everybody had Temporal at some point. Frostjaw, yo, anybody remember Frostjaw? It was just a silence, you were just cast, they're rooted, and silenced. That was so, all of them had Cauterize, and all of them had Cold Snap? You're kidding me, dude. Mr. Pandaria was like the days, man. The days. You guys said Affy? Lock? Affy? Okay. We'll do Affy. We'll do Laffy, Taffy, Affy. Alrighty, that's gonna be Baldwin. Alrighty, boys. And then we'll get Wolfie in next, though. King. Not King. Baldwin. Then we'll do Wolfie. Wolfie, your team is on standby. We'll get you in there. Because you guys are all beautiful. We'll get you a game as soon as humanly possible. And by humanly possible, we'll need an inhuman monster to go in, slaughter the enemy team, make it like a 2-minute game. And we'll be like, all right, now we could go. Now we could get the other one going. Reflection Warlock. Okay, you guys can decide. You guys decide that one, which is perfect. Wasn't Arcade Spark a little pet boy? Was it? So I know that they had like some kind of like a thing that you would like put a debuff on a guy and they would do damage and they would build up kind of like a Touch of the Magi. Maybe Arcade Spark was a pet? I know there was a prism. I know you had like a shard that you could like a prismatic crystal and you would blast it and would like radiate AoE. Was that available to all Specs and Mages? Arcade Spark literally doesn't exist. It's Radiant Spark. Are you sure? Because for some reason when he said Arcade Spark, I thought like, oh, like an older version of Touch of the Magi. I was like, I was so convinced that was a... Were we both wrong? Did we both make it up? You know what? Now they should add that as an ability. Blizzard, we just gave you ideas. Just hang out in the chat. Give me them ideas. That could be a next talent for Arcane Mages. You're welcome, Blizzard. You're welcome. You're welcome. Alrighty, we got Chills versus Twitch. Chills versus Blood Dagger is gonna play it on Holy DK. Big secret technique. Does have the pet. Going for a stun. Big transformation, but Blood Dagger immediately escapes it immediately. I was thinking for some reason there was going to be like a little bit more to that, but the guy just came in, chopped up Chill Pill's health in half, and then ran out of there scot-free. What? Blood just going, blood is out for blood. Was that all with flagellation, or what kind of a setup would you have there? Sapping the Chill Pills really quickly? The man can't even recover. Does he have himself a pet to stun Blood Dagger this time around? Does he have a trinket? No, he doesn't even trinket. That's just going to be human racial. Actually, he doesn't a trinket. Human racial immediate stun to Blood Dagger with a blind too. Force him to check out of the guy. Drop it down a dome. Trying to see if he can deal with some of the shadow damage. As the guy does some shadow blades. Trying to grip it back in with the cloaker shadows. Right after setting out the pets of blood. Does go in for a shadow meld. It is going to be the ghoul sacrifice to Chill Pills just to give him a little bit extra health to work with. The DK is having to pull out all the stops just to fight a rogue. Decides, you know what? I'm going to fight in this room. This is nice claustrophobic here. I can get a quick stun on the guy. I can force him in here. When he has to run out of the room, there's only so many spots he can hide behind. That's plenty of space for you to go in for to grip him back into the room. He's even, look at that. He's even positioned towards the back of the room. He's like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm prepped for it. Stun. Actually good. Blood Dagger out with a random death and decay. Does IBF out of that stun in order to try to see if he can deal with some of the damage. It's going to be an army of the dead joining in with the main patches from Blood Dagger. Trying to see if he can escape, but he's dotted up fully. If he can maybe get a line of sight. Shadow Step into Beastly. I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. In a 1v1, you wouldn't even have a homie waiting for you there, but still he is unable to escape. The Death Knight, the pets again sent in, trying to go for a setup, stun before he can have himself a go. Chill Pills might not be able to do much here. He's going to be a blind right after, cannot really escape this easily. Got himself full Shadow Blades, cheap shot, potential Blood Dagger. This is your only chance to make a play. Blind in order to be able to prevent a lot of your go. Chill Pills trying to catch up as much health as possible. Kidney shot, not the strongest ever. Is this going to be enough right now though? Cheat death for the rogue. Needs to survive a little bit longer. Does he go for the shadow strikes? Oh, there's no way. No way, Jay. Just walks in, gives him a little nice love tap, puts him to sleep. Oh my god. He cheated? He did in fact cheat. He did shadow step to Beastly. You know, 5V5 1v1 duels on. We don't have allies of 5V5 1v1s that are just there to be your shadow step targets. Oh, Jay! Hold on a second, Jay! Getting blasted out. That's gonna be a port for BC. Jay, you're just dead. I missed an entire whole encounter. Kevin charging out. Kevin backing on that warrior. Look at that boy on a Dragonflight. What is that mog you got? Oh, you're just a red Dragonflight. I was thinking that was a helmet for some reason. That looked awesome. It's going to be a hunt. Full wall for BC. Got him some big Hellstones. It's going to be Drain Soul right after Kevin with a wall available. Does BC have any mobility to escape this at all? Full dots on the Kevin with a Mortal Coil. Fear is going to be able to hit him unless he got Zerkers. He does have a Zerker charged back in, trying to go for a big drain. That's going to be a massive Oblivion interrupted right after. BC does need a way to back the hell out. Kevin does have dots. He's eventually going to rot down to these dots, trying to catch up to BC as fast as possible. Charge it right around the corner. Does he have the executes? He needs stun lock. Could be perfect for him. Look at this. Trying to see if he can make a big play. What is him throwing out his weapon in the air? What was that animation? That looked incredible. Oh, that is sick. Is that just a normal drone animation? We're just tossing weapon in the air? Is that it? Or I mean, I just imagined it. Bloody trying to see if he can take him down very, very quickly. The warrior was not going to go down without a proper fight with Chicago around the corner. Lightning lasso as he got himself primordial set up. Potentially could be a big lightning bolt to follow. Does get himself a big lightning discharge over at Bloody. Trying to see if he can tase him down. This is going to be a totem down as well as the Searing Glare comes out. Blind with Chicago cannot really go counter aggressive here with the defenses, with the healing, with damage really. Stun onto Chicago, does go for the trinket. Needs to make some kind of plays. Bloody got plenty of pressure. Wings are down. Crusade no longer available. Bubble is up. Chicago needs to go for as much healing as possible. Trying to see if he can juke out a kick. Does get a juke kick from Bloody. Cannot generate Maelstrom while the bubble is up. So have to just go and just sit there and flashy. Well, not flash to heal. Healing surge himself back up to full without any healing benefits whatsoever. Hand of Fate above for Bloody could not be slowed down for a while unless Chicago can maybe remove it. Could go for the totems now, knocking him back as he goes in for a Wake of Ashes. Able to get himself quite a lot of range damage, but every judgment is going to be able to dispel a flame shock. Doing a bit of that backsplash damage to Bloody. but also knocking him up in the air, which could leave him out of into a bad position. Big primordial setup. Is that going to be a lightning bolt? Decent lightning bolt. Maybe you can make something work off of this and trying to get himself a decent setup here too. Into an full primordial blast right after. Got himself plenty of maelstrom, looking for a bit of a heal. What is that flower that just spawned under you? What was that? Do you have like, is that like a new healing enchant? Because I know there is a new healing enchant in the game, but is it one that just like gives healing? Top G gonna be up next. Second to last order for the team 2, having to verse up versus Chicago, as we do have Slime 2 ready to go over for the team 1. Charged by Top G, full bleeds onto Chicago. Avatar and everything is active. Chicago tried to bail the hell out of this as best as possible. Cannot really stand still to get himself a cast. Big knock into Top G. Does himself a leap with the charge right after. The totem will not be able to hold him there for long. Does go for the trinket. Second totem should be able to eliminate that thing as soon as possible. That thing is just going to keep you there for a good bit. Chicago in that execute range needs to find a way to save off the damage from Top G. Goes in for a wall. Knows that the Warriors eventually going to be able to reconnect. Raptors get feared in all directions. At least get himself some Maelstrom back little by little. I don't know that Maelstrom will be enough though. That is a lot of pressure from a Warrior. It's only 30% dampening. And Warriors, what is it? Like seriously, what is that heal? What is that little like bloom? That has to be a heal, right? It looks like a heal into a stun. Top G with yet another charge back up. Chicago dropping down a healing totem, trying to go for as much survivability. Got himself Guardian. Maybe could go counter offensive and use that to heal themselves. Actually starting to sort of kind of stabilize. Actually looking kind of decent. Lagged and lasted to follow. And his health is making a big recovery. Stun on the top. Got himself full reflect. As long as you don't reflect a lightning bolt into yourself or a lightning lasso, you might be okay. The Wolves are going to provide you plenty of Maelstrom. Could use it offensively or defensively. Decide to go for a bit of healing behind the pillar. With a Sunder right after, stunned by the Warrior. Knocked back as he goes in for a charge to follow into a big LA blast. Top G got himself plenty of damage, trying to see if he can pick it up into a totem that's going to knock him back. Using that grip to knock the guy away. That is so good. Leap around the corner, has himself second leap, but no charge to follow him. Actually does get a charge last second. Full bleeds available. It's just over for Chicago. Not much they could really do at the end there. With Slime 2 going to be up next, throwing out the glaives over the Top G, making sure to keep him bleeding, keep him hurting, so that second win cannot get any value. Got himself here. Maybe can wait out the bleed some way somehow. I don't think you're going to be able to evade the Demon Hunter with a full sigil down. Got himself a Foul Eruption as well. I-Beam right after does go in for the stun. Trinket out of the DH though, as it's going to be another stun by the Warrior, but does end up going down either way. Thark, last one left over for the team 2. We are going into a pretty high dampener game at this point. So Thark, if you want to use all the defensives, all the offensives, you better use them as early as possible. Got himself full ascend. Slime trying to use darkness in order to try to live this as best as possible. Tried to knock him out of darkness, was not able to. Sigil of Fear right after. A Slime looking for a bit of a recovery. At least tried to wait out until Ascendance is down before he gets back in there. Got himself another Tempest, or another Walk. Is going to use another Walk. Another Tempest is entirely different ability. Never mind then. Totem is down. Thark tried to go for a bit of healing. Got himself the Earthy Elemental, so that's going to give him a little bit extra health to work with. Thark get a hit with a full-on I-Beam. Big cleave, big blade dance. Might be in a lot of trouble. Oh, Slime 2 with a burst though. The Demon Hunter burst is just out of this world right now. That's one big thing about them. They're not much tankier this season, but they're still quite bursty. Even though they try to dampen some of the burst, it is still there. It is still there. Slime pick it up too, and everybody else got a chance to play. I feel like Chills was robbed of his one win though. I feel like Chills was robbed with that Shadow Step. Alrighty, let's get Chills versus Wolfie this time around, because they did promise Wolfie was going to play next one. Alrighty, Wolfie, let me know if you got 5. Chills, let me know if you got 5. Also, Baldwin, let me know if you got 5. I want to just make sure that you are good, or you need help setting that up. Kick that rogue. It's one of those things, shows that we literally can't really control with the rogues shadow stepping. I would appreciate if rogues did not shadow step to their allies. That being said, there's a reason why we try not to make rules about things we can't control. But please, shadow step to allies. But like I say, there's a gateway or there's an ally, like I can't literally like turn off the button for them so they can't shadow step to them or use it. I wish I could. I think it would have been awesome, so you could keep a proper 1v1 rolling. But I just can't. I just can't. It is scum though. It is scum. The chat all saw it though. What do you do? He shadow stepped to a Warlock to escape. He was sprinting away from Chills. Chills would have had line of sight, but then Shadow stepped to Warlock into the room to get 25 extra yard distance away from Chills and go behind the corner. And it was really, really close. I feel like if Chill had the grip to get him out, it would have made things a little bit better for Chills, because I think he had cooldowns rolling with an army and everything, but then the pets have to swing around and start to fall apart by the time they got to the Rogue. That would have been probably like a guaranteed win. But yeah. Let's do an arena where you can Shadow Step to somebody as easily. I think Blade's Edge is actually decent. Nagran is pretty decent because you can't like hide anywhere. But Black or Hold, there's a whole wall that you could hide behind. Oh, that's another map where you can hide actually. Okay, you can't hide behind this map. Here we go. You will not be able to hide in this map specifically. Wolfie versus Night King. Try to see if I can get you guys going. Hopefully I got the right people this time around. I did cheat. It's my secret tech. Yeah, it's one of those things that we can't really stop rogues from doing it. I would appreciate if rogues didn't do it, but that's about all I can do, right? I'll be realistic. Like, I could just be like, no, don't do that. But like, as long as the rogue is in the arena and as long as there's an ally within the shadow stepping range, like, what stops the rogue from just like stepping, if that means like getting a victory, right? Or not dying in the moment, right? Technically, this is why I try not to make rules around things we cannot control. You know, given others Blade Dance are the ones you 34% SOP. It does still a lot of damage though, Mikey. They nerfed it too, but it still does a lot of damage. Blade Dance, but you also got the sustained damage show of Immolation Aura, the bleed. So like, you got a lot of multiple damage sources, but yeah, the dance worth your health. It's definitely painful. Definitely, some would describe kind of painful. Maybe even mildly painful. Did the timer already go off? Switch. I didn't even see the timer go off. Chill Pills first up versus Super. Frosty. Oh, not Frosty. Oh, it is Frosty. No, it's Unholy. I saw that. I saw the rune weapon and I thought, oh, Frost for sure. I gotta rewrite my brain. That's not a Frost thing anymore. Not a Frost only thing anymore. Ring of Frost down for Chill Pills to try to see if you can avoid it. The army of the undeads is gonna end up walking into it completely incapacitated, trying to see if you can summon up your big pet. That's a full set of slows. The Blizzard slowing down that entire army, not gonna get that much value for it. And Chill Pills trying to see if he can maybe reposition towards Super, chasing after the mage, gripping him in. Got himself in a decent situation where maybe he could go for an interrupt, maybe a second grip in case he needs to. There goes the interrupt on the fire. Super might be looking at Icebuck right now. Does go for the block. Chills does have a lot of burst, man. The Unholy DK burst is out of this world. They are not super tanky, but when they get us decent setup, they do a lot of damage. Polymorph out of Super, trying to use the ice flows, I think it's called, in order to give himself casting while moving. And just trying to see if he can pressure Chill Pills with polys, potentially with a frozen bomb. Look at those death coils doing a number, especially if the enemy has a couple of festering wounds on him and you get a proc for death coil. It does use the charges or stacks of festering wounds as damage and also slows the enemy down, but it's quite bursted together. Into an interrupt on Arcane, got himself the Frost. Does he have himself on the second ice block? Potentially into a dome right now for Chill Pills. Looks like he's out of options. What he can do? Full Ray of Frost on the guy. Super making sure that he got himself plenty of range to make sure that Ice Ray can still do this full 40-yard channel. Chill's taking a lot of damage. Super trying to see if he can maybe glitch spike the pet while Chill Pills is fast on the approach. Ring of Fire down, and Super at least got himself at least a shielding second ice block. Chill Pills needs to find himself an answer here. Does go for the death pack. That gives him a little bit of help to work with. Part of it is necrotic out, but if Super sits in the ice block the entire time, he's not really going to be able to get any advantage out of that necrotic effect anyway. The main ghoul is going to blast it out by the Frost Mage. It is going to be an AMS for Chill Pills. Try to see if he can go for a grip. Yoinking him in. Full Apocalypse. That's going to be Super getting caught in the stun. I think Ultra Time is still active. Is that what it is? Yes, it's still active. He's trying to go for a big Glacier Spike. Does he get you? Blind? Oh, he doesn't even get a chance. Oh my goodness, not blind. He blinded him so you can't press the button early and just clawed him down. That is so good. Agony gonna be up next. Grip and Chill Pills immediately as the man having to press IBF instantly. I'm swapping the wrong person. My apologies. Into a Lichborn, looking for as much self-healing as possible. I think he still got himself a Hunger and Rune weapon unless he's already used it. And the UI just doesn't track it whatsoever. Silence onto Chills cannot really do much in terms of certain DK spells, like he can't interrupt while he sounds, for example. IBF out of agony, trying to see if he can take down Chillpills really quickly here. Chill's got nothing left, unless he can go for a stun. Got himself the army, blind on Chills. If Chill's got a stun, Agony does have an answer for this one. Chills just needs to get away, let the army do as much work as possible. Trying to see if he can just stay aggressive here, looking for those death strikes. Got himself death claws available. Agony with a big heal, but does get himself his health necrotic. Chillpills looking to barely survive this. Stun on the Chills. Agony still super low. It's going to be able to get himself last death call on the Chills as the army of dead almost got Agony down. The guy is in agony right now, knotted up fully as Kevin looking to get himself an angle, leaping around the corner, looking for one execute. Does he get a second one? Stun, locking him down, nothing he can do. Full bleed, making sure that he goes down without a proper fight here. Oh my goodness. I like the mock though. I like the fact that you're like a red Draenei too. It is going to be Scotty Yachty. I like that name. Scotty Yachty up next with a full-on burst. Crusade is up. Reflect up for Kevin. Does go for a disarm onto the Paladin. And while he's got himself the parry, he wants to stay in, get as aggressive as possible. Scotty looking to back the hell out of there. Does get hit with a stun. Could potentially be a tricky situation. Does get hit with a full blaze stun. That's going to be mad damage on Scotty. But looks like Kevin is doing just fine surviving. And Shield of Vengeance, Kevin might want to be very careful with that Shield of Vengeance. He got him some blaze storm. It's going to do a lot of damage back to him. Does he have a heal? Stun? And just over. Not much he can really do. Scotty looking to get himself a little bit of healing, back it up out of there. Actually had himself flashing lights that he can spam in order to fully recover. Stun might be a bubble. Definitely has to be a bubble. Scotty at this point, I don't really know what you do in this situation. At least you can heal him. At least you can stand there and heal. But Slime charging now with a blade dance before you can even get yourself a proper go. Rosie with a shot him out for Slime though, avoiding a trinket out of Rosie as you got yourself foul eruption coursing out of your body, out of your demonic form, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to switch around my words here. I'll try to become a wordsmith now. Stun onto Rosie. Stun back into Slime 2 with a Sigil of Fear. Can't do much about this. Got himself another Tempest last second. Also another Tempest. Nether Walk, but both Demon Hunters. Darkness down for Slime as he got himself Ivy, but it's gonna get imprisoned. Oh no, Rosie backing up out of there. Right now, Slime needs a big go. Whoever's gonna get the next stun and the next big ability, I think actually they just die in stuns. Both of them die in stuns. Big cleave for Slime. Stunned back by Rosie though with a blade dance, exactly as I predicted it. Next stun wins this, with Jay gonna be up next, trying to see if he can charge in. Looking to end Rosie right now. He just needs a quick in cap and then touch of death the guy. Jab, Fist of Fury, doesn't want to go for a touch of death. Did he get, was that touch of death? No, I think it's fine. I think it still has a touch of death. I guess he could have just sent it, right? Because maybe you needed it for Necro, just to make sure, like, get him low. Ah, tag him, put him in the dirt. But I guess doesn't have like a very short cooldown nowadays. Because I know for PvE it's really good, but for PvP it's a bit of a different story. Gotta be a full burst on a J with a chimeric poison. I thought that was gonna be an explosive shot, but not quite. Necro does end up going for full burst with a true shot, so that's gonna be a lot of his damage kind of out of the window for Jay to deal with. Jay should hopefully be able to approach it. Death Chakram is on him. That's a lot of potential damage. Leg sweep immediately onto Necro, who does have a trinket for this. Trinket for Jay right after. Does get hit with a slow. Necro, if you got yourself a decent setup right now, that slow is huge. Got yourself a bit of distance. That's going to be Jay trying to stay on you as best as possible. You got yourself arcade shots. Rapid fire just needs a little bit more damage. Disarm last second. Fist of Fury slowing you down. Necro does try to go for a freeze, but freezing the Zuen over the Monk doesn't get to rid the guy either way though. And it's going to be big defenses for Jay. Trying to see if he can take up as much damage as possible. Disengage for a moment. Karma last second. Necro just needs some kind of a CC like a freezing chop on the guy. Turtle Shell. As long as Jay does not get himself any recovery in health, you might actually be okay. Necro just needs a good angle, get a couple of rapid fires behind the pillar, and he's going to be okay. Jay looking for that full recovery. Necro might be looking at a potential full camo though. Does get himself the full camo. If Jay can maybe randomly find him or pick up the eye that's over on the other side of the arena, he might be able to get him here. Necro needs himself another sniper shot go with a Death Chakram rapid fire full setup. And I think you can actually do it since Jay's kind of hanging out in the open looking for the eye, or at least mousing over there, heading over there. He's definitely committing for it. Yeah, definitely committing now. Necro does get a freeze on the guy. Sniper shot. Jay knows exactly what to expect. Might be going aggressive with an in-cap. Does go for the in-cap. Charge trap hits him into a chimeric poison right after. Disarm onto Necro, but the scatter shot does keep it replaced into a stun. That's going to be Fist of Fury. Does break it really early. Big kick right after him. Does he have a freezing trap? He does, but he doesn't have mobility. Necro needs summon right now. He needs a stun for Jay. If only he had a body shot or something. I think about it, just had it. Oh, Touch of Death did work out for this man pretty well, though. I was gonna say, did he really need to save Touch of Death? He did. For that moment specifically. Does get him too. Just did 6.3 million damage? And only 1 kill? That is ludicrous. That is a lot of damage he did. Was that all just a super? I guess he did burn 2 icebox, so it is a full 2 re-heals plus an alter time. However many times he got to use that, so it's also a full re-heal. So I guess there's that. Let's get another one going. Wolfie needs 2 more. Alright, boys. Wolfie, where are you listed in? Are you listed in LFG? You are! Wolfie needs one of us. Wolfie needs... Oh, is this Flex? Did they leave to join Flex group? Is Wolfie with Flex? You got a 5. Wolfie, I think some of those dudes might have jumped ship and joined Flex. Okay, Wolfie, what do you have yours listed right now? Are you in Raid's Legacy or are you in like Shadowlands? Yes, Raid's Legacy, you'll still find them. You got Blaze, you got Wolfie, then you 2 more. If you guys want to join, you can find them in the chat. At the top of the chat, we have a pin exactly how to join in. But yeah, so I haven't been paying attention to Druids, and I have a question. Do casters intellect still boost feral form damage or no longer? Casters, they did recently buff the scaling that Boomkins, for example, and rest of Druids have inside a cat form. So there is, yes, you don't need agility to boost cat form. If you're Boomkin or Resto, it'll use intellect to boost certain cat abilities, not in the same way that agility scales, because they want you to be better in your primary form, which is Boomkin form, or in your caster form as a healer. But there are more buffs added in to be able to use the cat form properly. And if you play talents like Heart of the Wild, which makes you better at those side rolls, I think it actually might make that cat form like decent bit of damage overall, though, as an overall. All right, so Wolfie needs 2. Baldwin is here. We got Flex. I think we'll do Flex versus Baldwin real quick, and then we'll get Night King back in there as soon as possible. Rip Flex and as Baldwin 91 5. Let's do Lordaeron. Let's do Lordaeron. Ruins of Lordaeron. That's a good arena. Except for the little cubby you guys like to abuse, and you guys have been doing that recently a lot more. All of you, just hanging out in your little cubby. I swear, man. Come on, dude. You guys are wearing my high school attire as a cosplay, and I take offense to that. You know why? Have you ever been bullied in school and you got like shoved in a locker? No? Must be nice. Actually, I wish that was a true story. That was a fib. I wish it was a true story. Now you guys can't even tell. I wish, dude. I was a big kid. Lockers are so tiny. There's just no shot. There's just no way. That's a movies thing. Well, I did know a friend that was like super short and really skinny, so he could fit. But he's also the kind of guy that would try to like see if you could fit in a suitcase, and he could. So, I think it's a special case. I feel like everybody knew a kid like that at some point, right? That kind of kid? Like a weird kid? But like a nice kid usually? Top G gonna be first up versus Demoniac. Doesn't want to give this man a shot to play the game. Goes in for a full stun into a fear into a haymaker. Just knocks the man on the back of the head as Demoniac trying to see if he can catch up to Top G. Does go in for a trinket. Could be a blind opportunity for Demoniac. Trying to see if he can sit with an evasion. Cannot bypass those defenses. The Fury Warrior cannot hit through a target that is evading them. Arms Warriors have better control of the weapons to be able to overpower a rogue. Fury Warriors are just full on raw power. I can't really connect. Demoniac getting those auto attacks through the wall, building up some comp points. Hopefully, he needs himself a good kidney shot and a big go. Top G will not have a trinket for this one, I don't think. And Top G will definitely need some kind of a response here. Cannot catch up to the rogue whatsoever. Full kidney shot. Does he go for a defensive? He may just have to. Does go for it. Trying to see if he can just survive this secret technique. Is this going to be the tech for Demoniac just to hang out by the cart and just auto attack the guy? Tell me you put a rupture on him, because otherwise Top G is going to be able to recover full health, unless you're just going to be able to. No, he got himself full recovery. For Demoniac, this is not the place he wants to be in. Definitely not the place he wants to be in. But he's down on defenses too. It looks like evasion is up, but it's definitely not. Short stun of Demoniac. Maybe have himself a kidney shot available. Gonna be a quick route by Top G. That's gonna be Demonic with a kidney shot. Does lock him down. It's gonna be yet another Shadow Blades at the ready. Lots of damage, but Top G is actually just doing fine through the secret techniques. And the Gormos bites Fear onto the Rogue. Does he have himself a big setup? I think the stun should probably will be DR for now, right? No, actually, it's a full stun. Top G got himself lots of damage. Blind right after. Does not have a trinket to escape it, but maybe has a leap. Has himself a leap. Is this enough to catch up to Demonic? Does get to leap yet again with a whirlwind. Is going to be putting up a bleed on again. Demonic might be in a lot of trouble right now. Does go in for a vanish. Still bleeding out profusely though. That is going to get him out in the open unless he's careful. Goes in for a sap. Please still get him out. Zerka rage for the warrior. Kidney shot does meet him, however. Does himself a big enough secret technique. Trying to have himself a bit of a go. Cheap shot right after. Got himself dance. I think Cloak Shot is this up. He's going to be able to immune or dodge the Stormbreaker or the Stormbolt. What do I call the Stormbreaker? It's a Stormbolt into a disarm onto Top G. Does get his weapons back up. That's going to be an evasion for Demoniac. Right now, this is one big defensive is evasion. That's the only thing that's really giving him a lot of opportunity to potentially do something versus Top G. Kidney shot, immediate trinket. Does not have a blind, I don't think, but he did vanish a couple of times. So by this point, I believe he should be getting blind very, very soon. Does see him big leap, be able to catch back up. Next stun could be very deadly for Demonic. Needs to find a way to stay away from Top G. Using the card and auto attacking through the card. Disarm it after Fear by Top. Have himself a Haymaker, at least able to knock down and stun Demoniac into Stormbolt. That is going to be a stun into another stun. Super DR. Does get a big old bite out of Top G with a secret technique right after. The Warriors just take a beating after beating, but he's trying to see if he can hang in there. Does not get to connect with that shockwave to stun lock Demoniac. Does have to go in for a big defensive too. Maybe he can go in for a random leap. No, he's actually just going to go pick up the eyes. He's going to make some space, but also gives him an opportunity to get that second wind rolling, so he's going to be able to recover plenty. I don't know what your trinket situation is, Top G. I know that you won't have your wall for a bit, but if you can get a full stun on the Rogue, you might be all right. Especially if you got a lot of damage. Does get a full stun, full burst at the ready. Does get him some big bleeds. Demonic does have an answer for this one. Shadow Blades at the ready. He's still taking a bit of damage from the blades, trying to heal up a little bit. But Top G is still in the top shape right now. Demonic not looking all that good. Disarm last second. Demonic does get hit with a stun as long as Top G keeps him in place. Blind right after. Does he get to break it? Almost looked like he was about to. Oh, he does his auto check or something. Definitely broke it. It's going to go for yet another leap. Almost crashing right on top of Demonic. Does he have a bleed? I don't know if he does. No, he's actually clean. Man, if only Fury Warriors had a bit of a longer bleed, I think that would have helped him versus the Rogue. But he's already got a bleed build, or as much of a bleed build as he can, between the Odin's Fury, probably running the bleed or the stronger version of that ability. Also got himself the Roar as well. Cloak really early for Demoniac though. I'm very surprised. Fear right after for Top G. Might be able to go for a proper stun. Does himself the Avatar, or random proc of Avatar from the Odin's Fury. It is going to be an invasion for the Rogue. Does go for a trinket. Top G with yet another stun. The man does not really have a lot of defenses to work with here. I think maybe has a trinket back up. Disarm for just a moment. If only he could also disarm the Rogue right back at him. Does go for the trinket off of this one. Hold on, no blind. Kidney shot. Demonic playing very defensive. That's going to be a lead by the Warrior. Should have a shadow step ready. Should be able to step it. Does not get to step it. Demonic cannot find himself an escape. That's going to be another leap for Top G with a charge to make sure he can always stay on top of Demonic. Does root him in place. There's nowhere for him to go. Hold on, one more step. Does he go for the execute? Wait a second. Hold. No. Vanish last second. Hold on. He's still slowed. If he's bleeding, he still might be in trouble. He's not bleeding. He's not bleeding. Oh no. Top G almost had him too. Does he have another leap? He knows where the Rogue is at. He knows exactly where this man is at. He does get him out the open at the very least. It's going to be strike by the Rogue blind onto the Stormbolt. That is a good use of blind though. That is a good use of blind if he's going to go for reset into a quick kidney shot right after as the Warrior forces combat right after. Does Demonic have any defenses? That is going to be yet another cheap shot to follow. Secret technique and everything. That's going to be disarm right after. Demoniac into a fear. Top G, full cooldowns ready. Haymaker on the go. Does get himself a short stun. Full blades into Demoniac. Is this going to be it? Into a quick execute. I think or even a bloodthirsty one. My goodness. Does it a toppling the Rogue. That was a long one. Trying to go for a stun versus Leezy. Does not want to fight Leezy immediately. I think last time he fought Leezy, he did end up cutting him out entirely. Karma into a leg sweep. Top G may need to use the fear. Does he have a fear right now? He may need to use everything in order to live this. Does have himself a leap. He needs to wait out the Karma. Second leap as Leezy tried to use mobility. Top G, I think, is just trying to buy himself as much of a breather. Maybe let second wind kick in. Leezy does not charge at him. Does he realize there's second wind going to be kicking in? I think Lizzie needed to get aggressive. In cap, he could always break it into a stun. That is going to be Zuen joining. Fist of Fury pairing out top G for just a second. Just needs to wait it out a little bit longer. As long as he's got himself a defensive, he might be okay. Lizzie taking hits after hits. Lashing after lashing. Does not have karma this time around. Got him some dampen harm. Charges. He's trying to go for an escape. It's going to be intercepted. Lizzie is on execute range. Is not in a great spot. Top G trying to see if he can keep himself alive without pressing a big defensive. Lizzie in the execute does end up getting snickered down. With a Ruas up next. Does he go for a stun? He needs to buy himself as much time as possible. Stun? Fear? Does Ruas trinket? Top G is trying to give himself as much time as possible to see if a bleed. I think he has a bleed. I think he does have a bleed. Stun to Ras, but he is able to immune it. Might be a big defensive for top. He does go for a big defensive. Fell barrage flying at him. That's going to be big spikes from up above. There's nothing he can do. He's just going to rain down upon us. Over. Oh my goodness. I love how animated the Coltiran death animation is, by the way. Like, he literally like threw his whole body into that green sludge by the cart. It was so good. Beastly trying to get some damage onto Ruas with a few dots here and there. As Ruas, what is this thing he's got going on? Is this a toy? That's got to be a toy, right? There's no way he picked up like a random demonic soul, did ya? Right? It looks like he got that demonic soul like you had back in Shadowlands, but they did remove that talent, I'm sure of it. Mortal into a fear. BC does have full dots onto Ruas. He could just put dots on the guy and just let him sit there. Trying to go for a big old dark glare as well. Has himself a gate in case he needs to look for that fear. It is going to be meta to immune it into an I-beam. Does go for a lockout into a hunt right after. Looking to potentially get the most amount of damage towards BC, but he's got himself a massive drain. There's going to be a wall right after with a board to follow. Might just want to go for a gate, but looking to drain down and execute Ruas if possible. The dots are set in. The Demon Hunter does end up getting himself the kill, but the dots, is not going to be enough to take down the DH. Your blood just gives him a little bit of time. I think Ruas may just die to the dots, right? Especially if it's a full set of dots. He is going to go in, shrink out of Ruas with an immunity, imprison onto the rogue with a misery sigil. Does pick up a little bit of health and is flying up in the air. Blood Dagger needs to find a way to get away. Does go in for a shadow meld. As long as you don't pop out a little bit too early, you shouldn't take any more of those lances into the face. Sap while midair. Ruas cannot really respond to this one anymore. I think it might be lights out for the guy unless he could somehow play around blood. Does he get resapped together? He does go in for a vengeful retreat. If he went for a vengeful retreat and went all around the tombstone, I actually think he would have been able to immune any saps or any CC from the rogue as long as he stayed up in the air. But instead he decided to back up, pick up the eye, but I think it's just over, right? Almost bite, taking a chunk out of the Demon Hunter, taking him out. Who's up next? Is it going to be Flex? It is going to be Flex. At least Flex tried to give himself potential duel here. The fact that Hunters can no longer remove dots, by the way, is it me or does it feel tragic? Because he will not be able to, unless it's a bleed or it's a disease, then he can remove those with manic bandages. But like the magical dots, DH is easy to kill. They are not really super tanky for PvP. They didn't get tankier. They got a little tankier, but like not too much. Big just shock him on to Dagger. Does get hit with a stun. Flex trying to go for as many grenades as possible. Looking for the manic bandage to recover blood. Trying to see if he can find himself a better angle. Evasion was used early by the rogue, so now he no longer has a big defensive to deal with some of the hunter damage. This is going to be Flex with a freezing. Got himself dots. Pets getting sent in. Blood with a cloak of shadows really early on though. And looks like he got himself a clean reset, clean getaway with a cloak and a vanish. That's going to be a Kava out of Flex blind right after. Maybe could at least send a blood dagger, but the rogue at least got himself a guaranteed stun. Does Flex respond? He does go in for turtle shell immediately. It's going to be a trinket with that too. Manic bandage right after. I think, did he go in for a bit of that spear? I think he might have already used the spear. Stun onto the rogue, into a harpoon right after. Death Shocker to follow. Got yourself a spear. There goes the spear as the disarm comes out. At least your damage is amplified. And you still see the rogue with a hunter's mark. There's nowhere for him to go. He's still taking a decent bit of damage from the dots and the bleeds and the pet itself. You just need one big kill shot on the guy and it's over. Stun into a flanking. Cold blood. I mean, she death. Oh. Set up a flagellation on you and try to have himself a go. I like the gusto, but there's just no way you were going to be able to make that one happen. There was just no way. So close though, dude. So close. So close. Into a full ascendance as Stark decides he's just going to become an absolute Category 5 Hurricane versus Flex. Not going to give him even a chance. to even try to withstand it, as Mega Rogue is gonna be up next. Getting caught out though, that's not unfortunate. I like your Mog. It's very like low fantasy Mog, minus like daggers that have like a elemental effect on them. Everything else is pretty low fantasy about it. I kind of like it. Cheap shot onto Thark. Full Dalaran with a death mark. Thark may be in a lot of trouble. The man may need a wall for this one. That's going to be the road. Getting booped around all over the place. Trying to see if he can avoid the totem. Is able to cloak her shadows out of it. Thark digging his head into the dirt. But it's still not able to remove the dots. It's going to be a wall. Mega Rogue. At least all of his dot damage is kind of gone with a death mark. He still has himself the Garrote, still has quite a bit of setup. That's going to be Mega Rogue getting hit with the Sunder and also a few zaps out of the counter-strike totem. Thark looking to back up out of the Mega. Continues to get it zapped up by that thing. No healings available. Oh, is it just dots? Is that what it was? Or did it like shiv him at the end to reduce his healing further? What happened there? Bloody is at least trying to give this man as much of an honor duel as possible. The Rogue, unless he's got mage food, he can't really sit down and eat. So there's only so much you can do at the moment. Bloody at least trying to give this man as much of an honor duel as possible. Mega is not looking for the eye. It's your opportunity. You either can go open on him, or if you want to just sit there and get yourself a couple sippy cups, I'm sure he'll be fine with that. I'm sure he'll be a gentleman about it. That or he's like anxiously like, oh, please open up, please. Oh no, he does. No, he doesn't. Never mind. He's trying to see if we can get you out in the open. Never mind. Not trying to go for an honor duel. I think he was just really expecting the Rogue was just gonna jump him immediately. Deathmark coming back up in 35 seconds. If you can somehow get some cooldowns out of Bloody and then escape his crusade, oh, that's a lot of damage taken. Mega does go in for a trinket into a blind of the Bloody, but will not be able to guide himself a reset into a dance right after. Looking for dots, blind to follow, searing glare, does not have an escape, and the Rogue I think is just done for the count. Try to go for a kidney shot. I saw that thing. That or he's trying to see if he can hit him with a disarm, but does end up going down. 2 for Ruas, 2 for Tom G, who did. Look at that healing. Look at that. I mean, second wind does a lot of healing for you, but man, I know you weren't able to heal entire second wind versus the Rogue. That was a lot of healing in general, though. Let's get us another one going here, yeah? All right, we got to get Wolfie. We got to get Night King. We got to get Baldwin and Reflex. Flex and Baldwin just fought each other. I don't know if Wolfie got a group. I don't know if King got a group. Night King or Chill, let me know if you got a group. Wolfie, let me know if you got a group. Or if you join another group, that's fine too. I just want to see what groups we have right now in the moment. That was a fantastic duel, by the way. Dal Peep the General did God's work. Oh, in the getting better MM? Is that what you mean? I mean, that's pretty good. Or do you do like Arcane Spark, never a spell? Okay, so we might have confused Arcane Spark with something else then. 4 out of 5 for Night King. We are ready. So Wolfie got a full group. Baldwin got a full one. Okay, let's do this. Wolfie and Baldwin for now. Then we can do Night King versus Flex. How does that sound? Just so we can get games going. Yeah? I think that's the right play. S Baldwin 91. Keep putting spaces where I don't need to. S Baldwin. Okay. I keep messing up your name. I keep trying to add like letters that don't exist in there, basically. Like S Baldwind Wing with a G at the end of win. Double S's like S like SS Baldwin, like you're a ship, like you're a boat ready to sail. Or do they have SS for like service vehicles, like as in like military kind of stuff, like a not like a yacht but like a dreadnought. SS Baldwin reporting for duty. Just a big old tug. Now I wanted to Photoshop your warlock but like stretch out his face to make a shape of a tugboat. And just put a ghoul in the back. They're just throwing filth. And that's how I imagine like warlocks do, is they just throw filth at people, get them diseased, get them dotted. That jumped in my mind. That made me chuckle. I had to share it with all of you. Welcome to the mind of Dal. It's a little loopy. Baldwin, as in the guy who murdered another person in the movie, said, I have no idea. I have no clue. I don't attribute motive. I don't even know celebrities that much. Is that a celebrity? I don't watch true crime. I don't watch true crime either. Which? We have everybody set up? Okay, we got ourselves Janara. Oh, I love that set. That's such a good set. That one is from Kara. I feel like the only reason why I like that set is because I'm a fan of that set. Gonna be Blood Dagger first up. As an assassination this time, this man is switching roles here, not a sub anymore. Assassin might actually be a lot better versus Supa. As the man goes in for the Void Elf Racial really early. Perfect opportunity for you to kidney shot. Garrod, he can't go anywhere right now. Doesn't get the blink last second. Full death mark onto Supa. He's gonna be bleeding out profusely. As long as you shiv him, you'll be fine. Trying to see if he can reposition. Shadow Step into an interrupt onto Frost. The man is actually under a ton of pressure. Supa might just go down here. Hold on a second. Got himself is out all the time. He does have Ultra, but he's still in such a trouble. That's gonna be Shadow Meld for blood. Super just dies. He thought he was going to be okay, but the dots did get him. Actually, you know what? It's probably an execute. He's probably thought he was okay. I have about 10% health left. I'm fine, but those dots have an execute mechanic. Oh, he got him. That is so strong. It's going to be kidney shot onto Rosie. Might need to find a way to disengage away from the Demon Hunter. It is going to be full set of dots. Sepsis on the guy. Cheap shot as he goes in for a full nether walk. Got himself a bit of an immunity. Wild Evasion is up for blood. Rosie is still going to take a lot of damage. This throw him onto DH. That is still taking a lot of damage. Rosie trying to see if he can catch up a little bit of healing right now. Stun onto blood. Big blade dance. Lots of damage. Mad cleave. Oh my goodness. There's just nothing you can do. If you don't have a trinket, there's nothing you can do. Beastly up next. Needs to get some dots. Trying to see if he can get himself a decent setup versus Rosie. Looking to get himself a bit of shielding as a fracture erupts from down below into a full stun. Got himself full set of pets with the Dark Glare. Everything Oblivion. Mad drain onto Rosie. Could just use mobility here. Trying to see if he can escape him. Rosie's just dead. You just gotta wait, hold on a second. He does pick up health. I think he got health from that sigil that he placed down, the Elysian Decree. Big hunter to Rosie. I think it's just over, right? Fear? Oh, it's just done. Drain soul. The dots got you unless you could somehow live it. No, trying to see if we can get some final slash of the blade dance, but not gonna happen. Smoke out here ready to give this band some smoke too. I like the Mog. Is that a dagger? Wait, are you subtlety? You are subtlety. No, assassination. Is that a dagger? That looks like a sword. That one in your right hand looks like a sword. Is it just me? That looks like a sword. That's not a dagger. That is a short sword. What is this? That's a dagger for like a torrent or something. Does get full dots on the Beastly. Was that with Sepsis? Was that a full death mark? That might have been full death mark. Does have the dots rolling onto Beastly. Beastly does get dots rolling on the guy as well. It looks like Beastly's dots are actually doing a number on the man. He's not in a great spot. Might be a Cloak of Shadow situation here. Both of them playing the drain builds. Trying to see bleeds and poisons versus corruptions and curses. Which one of those two is going to end up dominating the other? Garrod, cheap shot for Smoke. Full deathmark is up now as BC does go for a wall. That is still a lot of damage he's taking. A ton of damage he's taking. And Smoke making sure that actually dots are rolling on the guy. He's just not giving him opportunity to get any kind of recovery. Yet another spike. I think BC might just die here with an execute when he hits 10%. If there's still dots on him, he could just melt right then and there. Trying to see if he could get himself an angle versus Smoke. He's unable to. Wants to go for a Mortal Call. May need himself a Dark Pact, something, anything right now. Does get himself a shield. Smoke still dotted, I believe. Is he? Might be. I think Beeson needs himself like a port to catch Smoke off guard or something. That or like a stun around the corner. That's about all he could really do. Does he have himself an out? He doesn't have a human racial. Does get himself a port ahead of time. Smoke trying to see if he can find himself a better angle, but I think Smoke right now has it, unless he just doesn't have any damage whatsoever. Garrod, cheap shot. BC got nothing. Full dots are in. Big shift. There's just over. It's just over. Smoke with a dots. There's just not much you can do. I think he just got himself one big Envenom. That's what he needed. Is it going to be Top? Top trying to give this man as much of an honor duel, it looks like. Or at least he's trying to make sure that the competitor does see him. Are you trying to give him honor duel? If he's trying to give him an honor duel, you could point at Scotty. If you go point at Scotty, that will tell him that, hey, I want him to go like get a full heal. Are you pointing at Scotty? He's looking at Scotty. Yep. Yo, Smoke, go over to Scotty and Scotty Oddie. Can you heal him? Smoke, if you go to Scotty, he can heal ya. Top G is fine with it. Look at that. Look at it. He's just out. He's cool with it. He's just like, you know what? I'm not even going to be in stealth just to make sure he's aware. Wait, what, Scotty? Yeah. You got it. Yeah. He was a proper honor duel, man. He wants a proper honor duel. He doesn't want to take down a rogue without having him like any opportunity whatsoever. Smoke with a nice honorable bow. Top G with a salute. I love seeing that. This is what the 5v5 1v1 duels are all about, baby. That's what you like to see. Stun onto Smoke, does go for a trinket immediately. Top G holding onto his trinket for now. Smoke got himself a decent setup, looking for the most amount of blaze. Design Deathmark, trying to see if he can escape Top G very quick to top. Does take a lot of dot damage, trying to see if he can find an angle with a leap. Does get himself the angle he needs in order to get a charge fear onto Smoke. Does he have a stun? Top G though? No! The dots do drain him. Smoke actually lives up to his name. Smoked him. Well done by the rogue. I don't think there's anything you could do there. He just got the most amount of ruthless dots and just melted. And I keep telling you guys, I think we need to see more assassination rogues over subtleties in these duels. Like, subtlety is strong, don't get me wrong, but like very defensive. But if you want damage, assassination is doing really good. Thark gonna be up next. Hopefully he saw what just happened. That's Smoke. It was well done. I gotta give the man credit, right? That was a lot of damage right there. Wasn't expecting. Neither was I. Neither was I. I was watching you to see where you're leaping positionally. I wasn't even looking at your health bar at all. I started going up the stairs, and that's where I noticed, wait a second. And then it was. And there it hit me. Thark dropping down the Counter-Strike Totem. Unless the Counter-Strike Totem has a line of sight of Smoke, though, he will not be able to take damage from that thing. Disarm to Thark before he can really get himself any kind of a setup. Trinket with the full ascendance, try to catch up to the rogue. Needs to drop down some slow totem. Has himself an earth elemental at least to keep the rogue in combat, but needs to find a way to slow him. Does get to entangle him and root him in place with a static totem. Maybe try to keep the rogue in play. It's going to be a good road. Cheap shot Raptor does go for a burrow, knocking up the rogue. Smoke needs a little bit more damage here. Got himself a shiv. Lasso onto the rogue without through the evasion. He can't really do much for this one. Into a full set of wolves available. Smoke with a cloak does get himself advantage, looking for an escape. And looks like he's got himself a clean escape. Thark maybe potentially might want to pick up eyes. Unless he knows exactly where the rogue is at, he may want to pick up eyes. Smoke can have himself a proper go here. With the dots, he could go for like the longevity dot gameplay. He just needs to find a way to get next to Thark, bleed him, stun him, walk away, spike him, and let the dots do the rest of the work. As long as Thark does not have a response there, Smoke could get himself a guaranteed kill. Trying to see if he could find the rogue. Love the mount, by the way. That thing looks gorgeous. I think it looks so good. It still looks pretty even to this day, dude. Years later, it is still one of the prettiest mounts I've ever added. I would like to see like a texture update on that thing. I think that'd be awesome, but still a great looking mount either way though. Full dots, Smoke, Counter-Strike Totem is active, trying to see if he can escape. That is a full death marker to Thark. The man is just bleeding out profusely. Once he gets 10% health, he is going to be done for. Hold on a second, and heart attack. There it is. Full dots on a Smoke. He's just bleeding these boys dry, bloody. Last one left over for the team one. He just witnessed what happened to all of his compatriots. He's got to find a way to fight through this rogue. The Smoke did burn his big offensive though. That is his big button. I don't think he's playing dance or anything for this one either. He's playing what looked like the resounding clarity ability, which I cannot wait until they change it. So he doesn't look like old Kyrian or Arcane, but it looks more like fitting to the rogue ability. Do you guys see what they're doing with some of these Covenant abilities though? I'm excited to see what they do with the Warrior Spear and what they do with the Demon Hunter Hunt and the Leasing Decree. I'm hoping they'll be like very fell, and I'm hoping the Spear for Warrior will have like chains and stuff. It could look so good. It's gonna be bloody. Trying to see if you can find him. Does he get you though is the question. Smoke hanging around. Deathmark in about a minute. He is trying to see if he can mosey over towards Bloody. Maybe he can play a little bit of a kite bleed action, trying to go for a full stun. Bloody with the human racial immediately could be an opportunity here. Smoke does pop an evasion. Does he have a trinket? Looks like maybe he does. He wants to stay in this for sure. Cloak of Shadows. Bloody not looking all that good. Trying to see if he needs to bubble this or not. Trying to see if he can chase after the rogue before he gives himself a proper reset. Smoke using sprint. Gonna be a sprint for Bloody into a trinket vanish as Bloody does pop a trinket. Oh, bubble. Hold on. Smoke, if you get in right now. If you get in right now, I think you could win. I think you need to play around the forbearance. I think you need to make a play. I think you need to make a play. Because he's going to have blessing protection for your death mark. I think you might have to go now. He's trying to decide. He's trying to think about it. He's thinking about it. Does he have an escape? He doesn't have a trinket anymore. That is the problem. So he has to go for dots and then he has to find a way to escape. He needs sprint. He needs sprint at a minimum. And then he's going to go dots. Full blessing of protection immediately. Shadow step maybe. Step. Oh, no, 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 no. Smoke, no. Chi death. Chi death may still save you. Chi death may save you. Maybe. Cheap shot last second. Did not proc Cheat Death. He's still alive. Cheat Death there. No. Gouge. Consecration is going to kill you. Oh, no. So close. So close. I did not think the Paladin was going to bop your stun immediately, though. So that took me by surprise. I was thinking you were going to be able to like reset on the bubble and immediately go in as soon as bubble is down. I feel like if you did that, maybe they would have been able to not win, but maybe establish pressure. Scotty Yodi, full burst of the bloody. Man's got no more immunities to deal with the damage. Trying to see if he can counteract, and Scotty just used the bubbles. No! Scotty ends up using the lay on hands instead. That gives bloody an opportunity. No! Bubble would have kept you alive. Lay on hands is DR'd. It is not DR'd, but it is reduced with 56% dampening right now. So it's going to make it much, much harder for you to be able to get full value out of it. It looks like Bloody is given a perfect opportunity to go for a full reset versus Janara. At least it looks like Janara is giving you a proper go. I like that wave. Look at that friendly little wave. He is giving you a proper auto duel. Look at this. Speaking about looking at this stuff, look at this set. I actually like this. Actually, this is the elite version, right? I actually like the way it looks. It looks great. Like a proper knight in shining armor kind of look to it. Fully like bolstered up, like a bunker. Actually, no, if you wanted to take a look at a bunker mog, I'd say like the warrior tier set is like a bunker mog. But Janara, given as much opportunity to get himself proper honor duel, charging out as the arms warrior into a storm bolt, full bleeds are active, should have himself hopefully a reflect to be able to maybe reverse back a hammer of justice back at Bloody if they're lucky. Blind in the opener. It's gonna go for a trinket. I don't know if you were able to interrupt that cast or not. If you were able to interrupt it, that would have been huge though. Janara tried to give himself a little bit of health. Stun. Oh, Bloody does end up winning it though. Did you get 3? Or is that 2? But I got 3. Smoke got 3 though. Smoked up 3. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's get us another going here, boys. Yeah. Una mas. Let's get these guys back in here. Where's Seawork, by the way? I saw him pop in earlier. I was expecting Seawork to join some of these. Oh man, I miss him. I miss my boy. Nasty Rogue brother, you did really good. You did really good with that. That for Barons, I did not expect for Bop to be used insta, but I guess it makes sense, right? The Rogue is out, especially if you don't have advantage. It's like, well, if I Bop, you can't do anything. And I can just turn it around, and as long as I'm on him. There it is, you know? So, Night King is ready. Baldwin, Wolfie, Flex, let me know if any of you guys are ready. Because I'll get Night King going. It should be Flex versus him. I'll give Flex a chance, unless Flex maybe merge the group with somebody else. Hello Humpin has never been worse at PvP as pretty much every spec in the game. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that, Chills. Not because of the dot and go, he can escape, but he's playing sprint every time. Fair enough, yeah. So same sub. I can see what you mean by that, Mikey, to some degree. I do like the, I don't know, sub with vanishes and cloaks and vanish and cloak and vanish and cloak. I don't know. Watching Griff could do that yesterday. I would prefer watching Assassination Rogues roll in, dot up, you know, and just watch the dots roll. I guess maybe I'm just like not used to seeing it because it's been a while since we've seen Assassination dots do this much damage. Since like I think last season of Shadowlands or third season of Shadowlands technically, because they did try to kind of like kill that playstyle a little bit since. But I don't know. Like watching it here, I'm not minding it nearly as much. I guess we'll get Wolfie next, yeah, versus Night King, and then we'll go maybe Night King versus Baldwin. Give them both a chance to play versus him. I see a point though. Night King and Wolfie, Druid 5. Let's do this arena. Hook point. Only classes that benefit from hybrid healing nerfs are rogues. True. Mages, true. Everybody that doesn't have any kind of healing. I miss some Destiny killed more than 5% health. True, same. I think they could make it at least 10, if not 25. You know. I think they could definitely make it something more reasonable. We got daily points the whole time? No. Make sure you apply it next time, yeah? Oh, Demoniac. Is Flex with Chills now? Because Demoniac is there and they're waiting for Bruno Mars. Probably Flex if I had to guess, right? Alright. So Twitch. Hopefully we're ready. We got ourselves Team Chills waiting for Bruno Mars, so we're gonna give him a second. We got Gennaro over for the Team 2. We got ourselves a Rose and a Demon under Scotty Yachty. I think going first? No. Instead, it's gonna be Smoke and Super Hot Boy over in the back. Smoke trying to see if he can mosey over. Razlim gonna be first up as a Beastmaster Hunter. Immediate road cheap shot as he goes in for a disengage into a step. Full dots are up, stun right after Trinket out of the rogue. Full go is gonna be up on him as Smoke somehow clears the freezing trap. Look at the dots. Razlim, I think it's just melted. I think it's just over, right? Dots barely hanging in. I think it's over. I think it's done. Hold on. Was that a full death mark? That was a death mark. I was wondering for a second. Wait, as a Beastmaster Hunter, don't you have access to mending bandages? I think when you see a rogue on the other team, you may want to run mending bandages as soon as possible. Stun by Chills. Got himself Frost DK this time around. Interesting. Trying to go for a big blitz. Getting those big choppers into Smoke as he goes in for a Cloak of Shadows with a Vanish. Does get slowed by the Sleep though. Not good enough to keep him in combat, but does get slowed by it. I don't know if Chilpas realized that he did slow the rogue. Did you use cooldowns there? Was that full like Pillar of Frost? That might have been Pillar of Frost. I don't think UI is just tracking any cooldowns at all. I'm pretty sure those are Pillar of Frost, right? Pretty sure. Smoke trying to see if we can avoid the guy a little bit here. Waiting out for his turn. Chilpils rounding the corners here. Sap. Smoke does not have a death mark, so he might be... Chilpas might be mostly okay, but the dots are not going to feel great either. The bleeds, the poisons, the fact that he can't really heal with those whatsoever, dropping down to Death in the Cave for just a second, trying to see if he can catch the rogue into a gouge right after, into a blind as he goes in for Remorseless Winch. If only he could stay on top of the rogue a little bit longer, Remorseless Winch will stack up until it just encapsulates a rogue in a tomb of pure frost, trying to see if he can avoid the guy. No more Death and Decays available. Chilpa's looking to pick up yet another eye. As long as he's got himself like an IBF for this one, he might be able to stop a rogue's big go. Death mark coming back up in about 15 seconds, by the way. So I think that's what Smoke is trying to do. He's trying to stay clear off of the DK until Death mark is back up. Chills will not have an answer for this one whatsoever. He can maybe dampen some of the frosty damage or nature damage with AMS, but the blades are still gonna do a number to him either way though. Cheap shot, trying to see if he can get himself a big setup. Big death mark, did to an IBF for Chills, trying to see if he can maybe give himself a bit of survivability. May want to press AMS. I don't really know if AMS will do much for you, but the bleeds at least are doing a number. Into a spike, disarm it after, does get himself a heal as he cell drops super low. Trinket out of Smoke as he goes in for an Invenom right after. I think he might have playing Kingsbane too. Turn his damage around onto Rogue though, does catch him in his stun. Ledgeboard for Chilpas, giving himself a little bit of survivability. Gouge last second into a Cloak of Shadows for the Rogue, needs an escape. The Ghoul does not keep chase. It looks like it was a Shadow Meld, Vanish or Shadow Meld out of the Rogue. I'm not sure which one, but Chills did survive the death pack or the death mark. He did survive it. I'm actually very surprised. Picking up the eyes. Needs to look a little to the left. Needs to look over by that wall. He might be looking down below. Might see the rogue's little tippy toes. Does find him with a big remorse switcher. Should be able to stun up the rogue. One obliterate. Smoke knows he's going to get stunned up. Does Chilpas having a blit? Got himself a Howling Blast. Does he have a big blit? Disarm to follow. These one more dot. Smoke in no hole whatsoever. Oh, I think he said a death call. I think I wait. Super Hot Boy and Scotty Yachty both charging out at him. All at once does go for an interrupt onto Super. I don't know if Chills will be able to survive this round though. We'll see. As an Holy DK versus a Mage, I think it's a little bit easier. But as a Frost Death Knight, with the mobility that a Mage has, I don't really know what you can really do. Blind onto Super does not get to utilize his Void Elf Racial. Silence onto the Mage right after. As Chilpa's chopping right through the guy. Actually, big choppers right now. Forcing an Ice Block out of him within a few seconds. With an AMS available, Chilpa's one to make sure he's got himself that cover. But he's got to be very careful with Super. Very careful. Stuns him. Trying to see if he can get a blink out of the guy. Does not get a blink at all. Nova instead. Poly right after. Does go for a yoink in order to try to see if he can disrupt the Poly. Does not get to. Maybe could drop down a dome. Maybe Ring of Fire. Still gonna take a lot of damage. Does drop on Dome. Cannot really heal for this one. Is gonna be able to grip him in for at least maybe one death strike. Barely does anything for him. Big glacial does avoid a lot of that damage. A huge portion of the damage. Needs a silence right now. Needs an AMS or silence versus the guy. It is gonna be a orb sent in. Orb does plant itself. Shilpa summons up a ghoul into immediate sacrifice. Super out in the open, trying to see if he can reposition. That's gonna be AMS out of Chilpos. Does go for an interrupt into Frost, which is good for him. All the time up for Super. Could still go down into a trinket. Does make sure he get himself a trinket so he can alter back into a higher health. Maybe another grip into a silence. Super might be in a bit of trouble if Chilpa's got himself a lot of resources. He might be in a bad spot. Blind. Super Chills does have a looks like death pact. So maybe he can use Death Pact in order to recover a little bit of health. Does get himself one more grip as a Frostbomb was about to come out. As long as he can keep Super next to him, he can land those interrupts. He's keeping that chain of ice slow. He knows that Super can just blink away, but keeping that there is still huge. Does have AMS last second maybe? Does AMS to try to see if he could dampen the damage of that glacial. Is fueling him full of resources so he can go for those death calls to heal himself. Gripping Super back in, trying to go for a bit of damage. That's going to be a full Ray of Frost. Does not have an interrupt for Ray of Frost. Does go for the death pack last second. ASUS is a nice block. Chilpas does not have a way to heal this at all. Trying to see if he can just build up a bit of damage maybe. Got himself full mastery. He got himself a big go at the ready. Got himself a chopper immediately. Flurry right after. Not in a great spot. Cannot really heal. Oh man, that is so rough. That is so rough. There's just not much you can do. That was a nice valiant effort though. Very valiant effort. Demonic on the scene. We got us as Kevin on the Druid, and Chicago as an enhancer Shabazz charging out versus Super, trying to see if he can stay aggressive. Is going to trap him down in the totem. Is going to be able to blink past it, but still somehow getting pulled into it either way. Sunder right after. Polly, big yellow blast. I think Super does go down. Normal blocks available for this man. Is able to at least take him out and back away before the next competitor, which is going to be Scotty Yachty up next, charging in with a Hand of Freedom. Does play into Crusade, so as long as Chicago is able to avoid or counter Crusade, then might be okay. There goes the wings. There goes full Crusade. This is where we want to get the hell out of dodge. Does go for a root. Does he have a Hand of Freedom? He doesn't have freedom. Needs a freedom. He has like 20 seconds of Crusade. Maybe like 23-ish, 25-ish. You got to maximize it. Is it 25? I thought it was 20. I think it's 20 if you do the minute wings, but I think it's 25 if you do the... If not 35 if you do the 2-minute wings. But Scotty, a lot of the damage is going out of the window. Light allows it to hold you off for a little bit longer. That's a lot of your damage potential. All that inertia, gone. So Chicago is at least not out of the woods. Still, it's a paladin. Still quite a threatening class, a threatening competitor. But at least you don't have that big haymaker of Mad Crusade damage stun onto Chicago. Does get to knock him actually almost... Does pick up the eye. Big yellow blaster follows Scotty with the bubble. Chicago just needs to find a way to dip out of there. Scotty also looking to dip out of there as well. Chicago seeing the paladin on the defensive. Wants to press the advantage into a frost shock. Just entombs him with Rosie charging out towards Chicago. Big hunt immediately. Try to go for a root halfway through. Did not quite land it. Still taking lots of damage. Big burrow down. Has a wall for this one. Maybe can use the wall in between. No, I think it's over. Yeah, it's no shot. There's just no shot. That's done. Blade Dance is just a guaranteed quarter of your health is just going to be gone. With Kevin trying to see if he can get himself a different... Wait, no, is it Kevin? It is Kevin? I think it is Kevin. No, we're trying to figure out who's who. I think I'm still trying to figure out who's going to be next. Rosie might want to make sure if there is a stealthy, wants to get him as soon as possible, but it is willing to... They are willing to back away. As soon as they see, wait, they're not quite sure who's going to be next. Demoniac next as an assassin. He's coming out of stealth to make sure that Rosie is aware that, hey, you're going up against a rogue. Since Rosie was denied the spectral side, essentially disarm onto Rosie, dropping down the sigil of fire onto Demonic. That is going to do quite a bit of damage over a long period of time. Still huge hits by the Demon Hunter. Trinket to follow. Darkness down for DH as they press blur, but a Cloak of Shadows for the rogue is not going to be able to immune the bleeds entirely. Big blade dance right after vanish last second. Should still be able to find him. Demonic at no help whatsoever. It's going to be full immunity for the Demon Hunter. Still got Immolation Aura ticking down next to Demonic. He's actually just dead to the Immolation Aura. He pacified him. He ran around next to him with an immunity. while an immolation aura just gently keeps hitting the rogue back to back. That is so funny. As Kevin gonna be up next, Barskin immediately as Elysian Decree slams him into a stun right after. Does go for the trinket here. Gonna be a reversal for Rosie with an I-beam as well as a big hunt. Kevin under a ton of pressure. Bash for a second onto Rosie, trying to see if he can get some blasts off in there. Full incarnation of the ready, trying to get some dots in. There's gonna be Astral interrupted. Rosie taking a lot of damage from those thorns. So just gonna go down for the fight. Just gonna go down. Janara, Warrior walking in. Kevin with nothing left. It's just gonna be going down. There's just not much you could do at the end there. Well done, well done. Rosie does pick up 2 actually. Chill pick up 1? I thought Chill would have picked up 2. But I guess I'm wrong on that one. Well done. Let's get us another one going. I think Baldwin might have a team. Rip Flex no longer has a team by the looks of it. We're still trying to put one together. Not sure yet. We'll find out in a moment. Let me know if you guys got teams, if you guys got homies, and we'll get another game going as soon as possible. We're hitting that 390 by tonight. We just need one more. Uno mas and we're at 390. Mage kills more than DDK. I will say this. It is weird because mages don't have any tank specs, while Death Knights do have a blood DK, a tank and healing, self-healing spec. They really just need to rework Frost at the very least. Like, you know? Like, if they just at least rework Frost, give him like a nice challenge refresher, I think it would be nice. Baldwin is ready. Night King and Wolfie and Rip. I don't know if you're around Flex or not, but let me know if you guys are ready. Not have a mark for death is really bad. Not have a mark for death. Well, I think he did mark him, but he went immunity immediately as soon as he did that. I don't think he dodged it. I think he did attach to him. Oh, mark for death. Oh, for some reason I thought you meant death mark. I flipped it to it. Yes, as a rogue, not having a mark for death feels weird, doesn't it? You can't just open up with a mark for death kidney shot in the opener. That is weird. They want you to cheap shot off the bat. And yet this format of Frost is tankier than blood. I don't know. Blood is pretty tanky. At least it has a heal. Would at least be okay alternative for Frost Strike and harder for yeah, I think it would be kind of okay if they did that. Need one. So Wolfie needs an Uno Mas. Where are you listed? Are you listed in the not here? Are you listed in? We got one more spot, boys. Wolfie needs one more. Baldwin is good to go. So if you get a +1 for Wolfie, will be good. Unless Shilpa's got a group already. If it's fine in the game modes where enemies don't have brains, it's not worthy of rework. No, I'd still say I'd say Frost DK is worth a rework. Like there's some classes that have a bit of jank to them, or specs specifically, and I feel like a rework makes them play better. Like Red Pally before the rework versus Red Pally after rework. Holy Pally before rework, Holy Pally after rework. They just gave them more playstyle choices and also increased the viability just by giving them more like playability. You know, rogues, demon hunters. It doesn't even have to be like something fundamentally insane. It just needs to be like a talent rework or something, you know? Like, I don't think they should stop obliterating or frost striking, but how they use this obliterates, how they use those frost strikes, I think that could change probably, yeah. Zeke, you meant Frost Mage? Oh, you meant Frost Mage? I'll come in a second. Alright, bro, this sounds good, my guy. Sounds good, my man. Red rework didn't really rework anything. They just buffed talents. They changed their talent, so they're still using abilities in the same way, but they gave their abilities like holy strike damage. You got the hammers around you. You got different types of wings, so they changed their wings uptime instead of 2 minutes for all of them. 2-minute wings versus 1-minute wings. That has a pretty substantial change. They increased the defensive value. They gave them far better cleave and far more cleave, and even gave them an auto attacky Crusader Strike build versus Temple Strike. So it's resource value, resource economy changes. Then they also adjusted the capstones, so they actually have some decent capstones, whether you wanted a single target, AoE, burst, cleave. So I think like a talent rework can do quite a lot. Like it's just like you can look at it like, oh, so they used to have like the big hammer that hangs above the head, execution sentence used to be up here, now it's down here. what's the big deal? I don't understand what that's all about. Why that's not a big rework. But like all the other stuff and like the way that interacts now with some of the other talents and everything, I think it's substantial enough. At least in my opinion. Alrighty, so ready? Got 5? Hell yeah, hell yeah! I'm spacing, man. I'm starting to space out pretty badly. It's just more often that you use certain things. I still think like a rework would be amazing for the class. Sound rework at the very least. I don't know. Playing around with my rogue rework. I decide. I'll give you a second. Were you in Team Wolfie or were you in Team Baldwin? I think you were in Team Baldwin, yeah? Oh no, you were Night King. No wait, that actually works out. Hold on, I'll do Wolfie and Baldwin real quick. S Baldwin 91 and Wolfie Druid 5. What's up, Janara? How you doing, fam? What arena have we not done yet? We done Tigers, we done Dalaran Sewers, we done Lordaeron, we've done Hook Boy and Rook. So back to the Grand. I think we've done every arena so far. I'm just saying that that'll happen to Frost DK floating pretty high in PvE performance. I could see it. I could see what you mean by that. Yeah, so like if a class is floating pretty high, I mean rogues weren't like awful previously, but like they were just like not amazing. Mages prior to the rework, talent rework, were like decent, but not like as good as it became afterwards. Holy Paladins technical were pretty good before that. You just played like a very glimmer build, melee build, and you couldn't really play a caster build, but then they changed it. Now it's like, well, now you can play a lot more talents. I still think I'd have to requeue. Sure. We'll do, instead of Nagran, another Blackwood Cold maybe. I'll try a couple of arena maps. Frost design issue or PvP exclusive D&D isn't bad design against NPCs, so don't have a free will. That's what I'm saying. Like I think maybe they could just rework D&D into a cleave that's natural to the DK, because I think a lot of people in PvE utilize it, and it's actually kind of a fun part about DK. They have a fantastic cleave capability, whether you're playing Breath and cleaves everything around you, or Obliterate, which you guys also cleave a secondary target, right? And I feel like they may be able to, like with a rework, make it part of a core of a playstyle, because it is only enabled with a class talent, but there could maybe be a spec thing that you could spec into that gives you maybe natural cleave, or when you press certain buttons like maybe Remorseless Winter, you get cleave, which would fit way better than with a Death and Decay, right? While Remorseless Winter is active, you obliterates cleave. You summon up a image of a Frostmourne, and it cleaves together with your obliterate. I don't know. They could give it some lore stuff about it, you know? Twitch. My Hearthstone is 30 minutes. Why is your Hearthstone 30 minutes? That's a long Hearthstone. Got us a Smoke, gonna be first up. Charging out versus Top G. A bit of a rematch between the two. Last time Top G did not expect for the Rogue to just be able to blast him out to smithereens like he did that time into a quick fear. A Smoke is taking quite a lot of, Top G is also taking quite a lot of damage, trying to see if he can mitigate some of the damage as he's hit with a full death mark. Oh, the blades are routing down. I wonder if Top G would ever pick up that one talent. They can actually remove bleeds from Warrior Smoke, taking a lot of damage. Does not want none of that smoke. Lead by Top G. Maybe have himself another lead. Does he have a charge? Trying to see if he can get himself a charge. Smoke does get to escape, but looks of it sapped. Top G could technically go for Zerkers. Try to randomly AoE him out. Is going to be a good road. Cheap shot right after a Smoke, trying to see if he can go in and then bow out as soon as possible. Just trying to play it super slow and steady. Kidney shot onto Top G. Does he have a way to reconnect though? Top needs to find himself a better angle for this one. Smoke looks like to avoid the guy entirely. And Top G, man, at least he lived the big death mark. That is what's important. He lived the death mark. That was all the bleeds, all the rot, all the pressure. I think Smoke can still maybe whittle down the Warrior over time. He does have poisons and bleeds, that absolutely bypass all armor. It's just the question is, can he stick around long enough to carry those dots all the way through? Full cheap shot off of a road. A Sabji trying to see if he can escape out of a sap. The dots too are going to be huge because they don't let the warrior heal at all. Second wind, not going to be something you can utilize as long as the dots are vigorously and rigorously reapplied as much as possible. Fear onto Smoke, off of that stun, big burst into the rogue, Cloak of Shadows with a blind right after him. I think Smoke no longer has a bleed anymore, was able to cloak it, unless Top G had himself another leap. Yeah, unless he just randomly leaps. Unless he just literally randomly picks a direction, is going to go for the eye. Smoke trying to see if he can avoid him. 15 seconds left on the next death mark for Top G. That is about the same time he has until his Enrage regeneration is coming back up. So might be able to find it. Looking for the rogue. If he's careful around this corner, he might be able to catch him. He's looking over to the other side of the arena. Second eye is available, so he might have to snag it. Smoke does have himself full death mark. Question is, does he have an evasion? Does he have a trinket? Can he stay in and let those dots just keep fueling and pumping up and up and up and up versus top? Does get caught out. Garrod is going to be immediate trinket out of Top G immediately. Trying to see if he can stun up Smoke. If only he had himself a disarm into a full dots onto Smoke. Trying to see if he can escape it. Evasion is active. Top G is melting right now in front of our eyes. Trying to go for one leap. Maybe a second leap. Leap out in the open. Catches the rogue. Cheap shot by the rogue. Last second. Top G does go in for a big defense. So gives him a little bit more health to work with. Dampening some of the damage is getting him super low though. If Smoke charges out right now to reapply those dots, I think he might just have him. Top G second would kick it in, does go for Shadow Step, needs to be a little bit more aggressive, at least maybe should have spiked from a distance. Fear onto Smoke. Question is, no trinket. I was about to ask, does he have a trinket? Stun, Top G, does he have the damage? Because Smoke may just be able to take him, does go for the disarm, which is perfect. Haymaker onto the rogue, does get to knock him and charge it right after bouncing like a soccer ball. Or rather, I do have a lot of EU viewers in here. A football. Just bouncing about like a football, just kicking him out in the open. Top G trying to see if he can put his back against the gray, trying to wait out for the rogue, waiting for that second wind to start kicking in. Bleeds are still on him. Smoke needs to get in as soon as the dots are off. Cheap shot, reapplying those dots. I think Top G maybe got one tick of second wind at best. But as long as the spike is on him, spike he can actually get rid of by getting out of combat. But the Garrod rupture, wait, are the dots still... What's healing you? Was that second wind? Or is that just some natural regen? What is healing you right now? Hello? Or did you just get like 2 raging blows and that give you a heal? Is that not a talent anymore? Something's keeping him alive though. I'm not really sure what, but does keep him alive. Death mark available for the rogue in 20 seconds. Top G does have about 30 seconds on his Enrage regeneration, so you might be able to use it to mitigate the rogue's damage. Should be able to. Picking up the eye if he catches the rogue ahead of time though and gets himself some burst in early. The rogue definitely will have a trinket for this one. Sap could Zerk Rage out of it anytime he wanted to. Is going to be a Garrod out of the rogue. Cheap shot. Trinket immediately by Smoke, but also trinket out of Top G. Going in for a full set of bleeds. Smoke with an evasion, but he does get hit with a stun. Top G given an opportunity to at least get some damage onto the guy. Fear, as soon as the evasion is out, does someone breaks it. I think it was a bleed that broke it. Top G is taking a lot of damage. Does go for a charge around the corner with the rogue. Cheap shot to stop him in place. Got himself a big heal. All Smoke needs to do is reapply those dots, and he might just be able to take him. Trying to go for stabs through the pillar. I really hate how rogues are able to stab through the pillar like this. Cure applying crippling poison. Not a fan of it at all. But he is able to at least keep the guy slowed. As long as he's taking health damage, he will be low. Smoke needs to catch himself a full bleed on the guy real quick because he's starting to heal. He's starting to catch up. He's starting to recover. Big Garrod into a cheap shot. Maybe he can get himself a setup. Shiv right after. Full dots. Does Top G have a leap? He does have a leap. Charge around the corner. Does he have a stun to lock down the rogue? Big poison explosion onto the warrior. Trying to see if he can walk out of it. Stun into a second stun onto Smoke. Trying to see if he can maybe ramp up some damage. Cloaked by Smoke. Top G is still bleeding out. Smoke made sure to keep those dots rolling. Top G is looking to recover. Somehow he's healing. I'm not really sure what's healing him right now. Is that a Battle Master trinket? Someone's healing him or giving him more health. There it goes. Ah, Smoke does end up taking him with the Paladin. Bloody does not want to let this rogue out of his bloody sight. Blind and trying to see if he can just sprint out of there. Bloody, does he get to catch up? He could just kind of walk by that entrance or by the I guess where the rest of the team stacked up. Could wake up Ashes them. Not like to cleave him, but if he does catch the rogue, he catches the rogue. Should be able to see the rogue. Hopefully. If he gets his right angles, looking in the wrong direction. Oh, no, 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 no. He's trying to check where he started. He's trying to check. Wait, actually, is he with the people that he started with? Yeah, that is the team. He should have checked in the team 2 starting area instead of the team 1 starting area. But he didn't really see the rogue, I guess, around the bend. So I guess it's pretty good for Smoke. Smoke, try to see if he can get some damage in. Evasion. If you can maybe get some pressure onto Bloody to force out a bubble, that is a full death mark. The only way Bloody loses this is if he gets interrupted. Hold on, almost got interrupted. Wait a second. Bloody's still super low on health. Does go for the bubble before his health dips super low. Smoke needs an escape. He's just getting hammered right now. One more hammer is all he takes. Smoke does dodge behind the pillar, but he's at no health whatsoever. Does he just go down? If he walks into consecration, he's the dead man. Please. Oh, almost got him. Almost got him. Accidentally blades of justice someone else. I think it accidentally blades justice Janara, which is unfortunate. But Smoke does get to escape it. Does not have a death mark anymore though. But maybe he still has a play. He has himself Cloak coming back up very, very soon. I imagine Evasion very, very soon. I don't know what his trinket situation is, chat. But maybe he has himself a chance. Bloody does have a Blessing of Protection. So you need to have an escape plan for Blessing. He does have a Cloak. Could maybe save Cloak as soon as you Blessing, Cloak. Or maybe try to vanish. But if you Cloak, at least you're going to be safe. Maybe the best you can do right now is that. Trying to get himself as much sipping up as possible. We are 8 minutes into this duel. Specifically, only one person in Team 1 get to play. That one between the Rogue and the Warrior. Took a while, huh? But it's going to be not a lot of healing available. Bloody trying to see if he can charge at the Rogue. Hand of Freedom, trying to see if he can catch him on one side or another. Smoke looking to avoid him. If Bloody goes to face into the Great and goes in for a Wake of Ashes, he will actually cleave the Rogue. Does hit him with the Blades of Justice as a blind comes out. I think Smoke is just going to want to wait until everything is available. If he's going to go for an all-in, I don't think he will be able to death mark Bloody. I think what he needs to do is go for every single dot, force a Blessing of Protection out of the guy. Blessing. Now you can go for reset. Stun. Do you have a trinket? Hold on a second. Do you have a trinket? She death? No! His she death didn't work. Did he proc she death earlier? He must have, right? I was gonna say perfect opportunity to death mark you, Blessing of Protection if you can just escape. But no, Bloody took care of him fairly quickly. Parry up right now for Janara, trying to see if he can stay on the pallet as best as possible while the defenses are active with a Blazer just rolling right to Bloody, kind of lagging all over the place though. Shield of Vengeance active for the man. At least got himself some sort of survivability. Janara just continues to say cascades of damage. Quick blind right after. Searing Glare could get interrupted. Does not get interrupted. Janara, I think, might just go down right here. Trying to go for a charge. Big old hit. Fell into a hammer. Just tosses it in with, I think it's going to be Rosie. It is going to be Rosie, not Songarus. Wait, Songarus? That's not Worthless, right? Full stun into Bloody with a hunt right after. Nothing he can do. Does go for the wall, but it's just over. Rosie does not give this man a chance. Just a torpedo, just a missile. Charges of the guy, taking him out. Up next is either going to be Beastly or potentially Thark, or maybe even Blood Dagger. It looks like Blood Dagger is looking at Thark though. Thark is offline. Okay, one of you got to go next. Whoever was after Thark will just have to go now. We'll wait for Thark. Or is it back? Looks like he's back. Is it next? Dampening is really high, friend. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Because for Rosie, he's just fine. Look at him dancing, living up to his name. He got his haunts. He got his big old next. He's got his old sigils and everything. So he is actually just chilling. He's vibing. He's perfectly fine. If he can go for a couple of those sigils around the corner where he doesn't even have to touch Thark, he'll be okay. Quick stun into a knockback. Does he have himself a big setup? I-beam is available, but does he have the mobility to catch up to Thark? Hits him with a Sigil of Misery, though. Metamorphosis around the corner. Blade Dance does end up dipping underground with a burrow, avoiding the cleave. And for Rosie, this is still full meta. Is going to get trapped up on the totem, though. For Thark, this is a perfect opportunity to disconnect. Does have himself a wall together with potentially Guardian. Might want to use those two together, possibly. Is going to go for that lasso. Maybe this will be enough damage. Got himself the Counter-Strike totem as well. As long as you stay inside of line of sight of that totem, it should start zapping Rosie. He does end up eliminated fairly quickly though. Into a big Sunder. Does go in for the hunt. Stun to follow. Into a Sigil after. Thark not in a great spot. Does have himself the full immunity available for a quick second. Into an Imprison. Does he have a stun? Darkness for a moment. I-beam right after. Thark with an Ascendance. Wants to pull the Demon Hunter out. It could be anyone's game. Oh my goodness, dude. What is this? It's just terrifying amount of damage the Demon Hunters can do. He just looked at an Ascended Shaman in the face and just was like, nah, nah. Blade dance. That is so good. That is actually so good. As BC dropping down portals. Rosie does not want to fight this man at all. BC may need to go for that port, slow the guy. Does he play Jinx? He must be playing Jinx, right? He is. Slow and dots are on him immediately. I think Rosie just dies to dots, yeah? He needs to make a play. Does go for a trinket. Sigil down. Try to go for a fear. It's going to be a stun. Rosie trying to pick up a little bit of health. Does interrupt the UA, which is perfect for him. That's exactly what he needed. Into prison. Using whatever stops he can. Dark Glare is down. It's going to prolong all the dots. Not too many dots on Rosie. It's mostly just corruption and agony and Phantom Singularity, but I think Rosie just dies to that, right? Yeah, Phantom Singularity definitely kills you. And dead. There we go. Only a matter of time as another Demon Hunter charges out with Songarus up next. Wall up for Beastly with the stun onto the Warlock. Big hunt right now for DH. Beastly does not really have a lot of outs. Does get to dip away out of that Sigil, but a quick interrupt. I think the Warlock might be locked up permanently. Big Oblivion, maybe it'll do something. Intro Mortal needs a fear right now. Needs drains, that'll full dots, and maybe the dots will take down Songarus. I don't even know if he got a full UA there. I don't even know if he got a full UA. Is this enough to kill him? He doesn't want to find out. He's just looking for the rogue, trying to see if he can find him. He is taking down little by little cheap shots together with the road, together with the UA and all the dots. Full deathmark out of Blood Dagger really early. Very aggressive. Got him some sepsis. It was just wasn't going to give this man a shot, huh? Scotty Yachty charging out, at least knows the Blood Dagger no longer has himself the big offensive button of Deathmark. All the bleeds and poisons and the amps that offers, not in the picture anymore. So at least it's an opportunity to make some kind of a play. Blood Dagger with a kidney onto Scotty, trying to see if he can maybe make some sort of a play into a disarm. Hodge by Scotty, got himself full damage, full crusade at the ready. You need to ramp it up as much as possible. Blood Dagger with the Cloak of Shadows, you're going to be missing some of your attacks. Bubble will need to come into play. Do not lay your hands. Do not lay hands on yourself. Don't lay hands. Don't lay. There goes the bubble. Now you got to find the rogue though. You need to heal. Dampening is super high. 13 minutes into the game. There's an eye available as well. You could pick up the eye to at least scout the rogue and go for flash of lights. The rogue could have been right behind you. You're still just pumping those heals into you. Just pumping them. Just back to back. Look at that healing. Pick up the eye. Just random glare. Random flashbang out wherever the rogue may be. That's a blessing of protection though. Does the rogue have Deathmark? Not for a minute. Oh, I was going to say for a second, if we just turn 180, might have actually randomly got him. Might have gotten him. Cheap shot. Trinket. Stun. Does have a trinket for it as well. Kidney shot to follow. Blessing of protection. Rogue does not have an out. Hold on a second. Scotty may just be able to end this right now. Blood Dagger with a step. Hold on. Wake up ashes. One more hammer. Second hammer. Oh, right in the dome. Doesn't have taken him. Well done. Well done. 2 for Bloody. 2 for Rosie. 1 for BC. 1 for Dagger. 1 for Scotty. 1 for Song. I like when everybody gets a chance to play, man. I like this kind of arenas. I think it's my favorite. Let's see if we have enough bodies for another one. I don't know how many more you guys want to keep doing, chat. I think we've done a lot of games so far over on Team NA. I don't even know how many we've done. Still 5? All right, Wolfie. We can maybe get another one going if you guys are down. Is Night King, are you, Chills, are you done for the night? Has the same boat as Fozzy can realize so many on others' ignorance in the class to win games. But if you learn hands is really shut them down. True. You're not wrong. 5? Okay, we'll get Chills back in the boat. Let's do Chills versus Wolfie real quick. Night King, Wolfie, Druid, 5. I guess in the Grand, I feel like we've done all the maps already. One more chill, please. One more chills. One more chills. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Oh, JDN. You know what I miss? JDN, you remind me of a guy I know. His name is Quark. Seavark. I miss Seavark. Pillar of Frost, 5% damage for 10 seconds and go into Insane 7% smart for Blizzard. No, Pillar of Frost is 5% damage for 10 seconds and go to Insane 7. Yeah. True, Dalapa. True. Yeah, they really need to figure out what they want to do with Fosdeek. That's why I said they probably just need a rework. Not an entire class rework and a playstyle rework, but like a talent rework, like some of the other classes I've gotten, like a revamp. you know? Get back to that C-Mark. He did pop in earlier, but I guess he was just like queuing stuff, wasn't he? You know? Head from Galacron. Oh man, there it is, man. We're both gonna be farming that later, yeah? I'm ready. Switch. Got us those chills versus Janara going over with the stun, immediately leaping in, parry up. As Shilpa's just trying to see if he can play defensive. Use the human Rachel really early on. As long as he keeps the dots on Janara. Are you playing the disease build? Do you switch over from the claw build to disease? Got himself. Okay. Alrighty then. Alright. He went for a blind into a coil and down the were, and there it is. Wow, Death Knight seems not broken at all. I say that, and you guys should be aware, Death Knights are very squishy, but they do hit really hard. I wouldn't describe them as broken though, unless you want to like ignore the whole like, oh, they take damage so easily. That's most of the other classes out there. Look at him just trying to see if he can tussle out with a Demon Hunter, dropping on a dome, gripping him back in. Rosie with a blade dance and just absolutely slashing right through the guy. Have himself AMS, at least able to give himself a little bit of survivability. Going to be immunity for Rosie. Chills needs a stun, needs a lockdown to Rosie at some point. Does himself death back. He's going to use it right now. He needs to find a way to control Rosie. Missing the charge, missing that rush. That's got to be perfect for Chills. Gives him a little bit of opportunity. Gives him that breather. He needs as much time as possible. Blind, trinketed. Could be an opportunity for Chills to go for stun, but a blade dance is going to get him super low. Got himself the army. Hold on. Do you have a stun? Does have a grip. You have a proper stun though. Question, do you have the burst? Hold on a second. AMS last second. Oh my goodness. Death call him again. Oh, dude, I was tensing up. I was just worried for him. Scotty Yachty's gonna be up next. Shilpa's at no help whatsoever. I don't even know if he got MS available or anything at all. Scotty charging in. Quick stun, does not want to give up a trinket just yet. Chills at no help whatsoever. Wraith walk, just got himself a gingerly little walk, just waddling out of there. Scotty standing still, picking up a little bit of healing. Has not used Crusade just yet. Is taking quite a bit of that disease damage, not the most amount. So it doesn't look like Chilpa's is playing a disease build, but he's definitely playing a Burstia build, I would say. Big hits on the chills, but a lot of his holy damage actually able to kind of run Scotty out of town, though. Scotty having to go for a bit of a reset. That's going to be the pet right next to him. Adding a little bit of pressure with the dots. Chilpa's perfectly fine hanging back. It's not like he's going to be able to get a lot of healing anyway. Summoning up an entirely new goal. And Scotty's just going to get a full heal. But Chilpa's did pick up Mage Food. Grabbing Mage Food. Grab it. Grab those buns. Grab those buns. You need yourself as much healing as possible. Oh, but you send you gold. That's gonna put you in combat though. Yeah. And now Scotty can actually deny you food if they are aware. There's a gold. Mounting up, but isn't aware that Chilpa's is sitting down. If you kept the gold in combat, it definitely would have denied the food, which is unfortunate. Stun Chilpa's does go for an IBF. AMS immediately. Does not want to find out how much damage the Crusade is going to do. Got himself quite a bit of damage to Scotty. Scotty with the trinket. Maybe looking at a bow potentially. Lots of range damage for the DK, but so is their damage for the Paladin. Looking to maybe end him right now. Does he get a one death coil? Scotty's super low. Maybe looking at a bubble right now. You're at no help whatsoever. Stun. I think you just die here, yeah? Wake up actions stuns all the ghouls. Are you still okay though? Are you still fine? Death and decay on either end. You're still not in a great spot. Shield the vengeance for a second stun. On to Chills. Does go for the human Rachel to break out of it immediately. Scotty trying to go for a cast. If Chilpa's could snap out a kick, he'll be golden. Shield the vengeance proccing. Scotty no health. Death Coil bursty. Oh, it's gonna be a next death coil. Would have been the end of you, but the bubble barely saves you. Scotty had no health whatsoever. We'll need to either stop, sit down for food. That or just over. Trying to go for a blind. What a play. I liked it. I think that blind was all you could do there, yeah? I think that's all you could do. Full death mark. He doesn't want to let you live. He just death marked you entirely. Oh, it's just over. Chilpa's trying to go for Lich board. Whatever death clause he can give to heal himself helps. AMS has himself a death back by the looks of it. Hold on. Maybe somehow, some way lives the death mark by the rogue. Still Lich born, keeping you nice and healthy little by little. You do need to get yourself. Did the rogue trinket there? Because if he did, if you get the army on the rogue, you will be golden. I don't know if you used the entire army before or not. The Death and Decay is doing a decent number of damage to get with diseases, as well as your pet does sacrifice the ghoul, summon a fresh new one. We will need to keep the rogue in combat, or at least have the rogue keep taking damage. The ghoul trying to see if he can swing around. I think you're still dotted. Sap, try to go, I think, for a random blind out in the open. Garrote, maybe you can use the pet to stop the rogue go. It's going to be a shiv. Full dots and back in. It is just going to be painful. well, got yourself a AMS at the very least. Needs some kind of a heal off the rogue gouge. As you do, at least get yourself some pets. But I think it's over for chill pills. Yeah, the bleeds. All the rogue needs to do is keep him bleeding and then leave him there for a bit. JDN dropping down. A orb on one side, ring of fire, blizzard, trying to see if he can pressure the guy super early on. It is going to be a trinket, immediately breath right after got himself the altar with a blind. And I think Smoke should be able to get an easy getaway from this one. Shift of power for JDN at the very least. If he can get himself an angle, Shimmer. Hold on a second. JDN does not have a way to break out of stuns. Smoke should take advantage of this. If he goes in for a Garrote, full kidney, then goes in for full dots, Kidney should be able to put up an extra bleed on the guy with internal bleeding if he is playing internal bleeding, which he should be. But with this knowledge, JDN cannot stop the rogue's goes at all. Unless it was something else that let him blink while also casting. I'm pretty sure it was just Shimmer, wasn't it? I could be wrong on this one. Blizzard down over by the outside of the arena. Smoke, actually, I think he's just going to wait out until full death mark. Versus JDN. I think what he may want to do is just use cooldowns on JDN. I mean, he could just block him though. That's the thing. As soon as you see his death mark, you could just completely block it. Cheap shot. Doesn't get himself a proper setup. Full death mark. Yeah. Immediate block. Breaks it. It puts the rogue out in the open. Rogue having to go for a trinket. If he gets him frozen. If he gets shatters, try to go for a kick. Doesn't quite connect. Rogue still got a lot of damage though. JDN got himself lots of recovery. He needs a flurry and he needs some kind of a shatter onto the rogue. And if he can get himself a decent setup, that's a full ray of frost. I think you're just dead. Hold on a second. Oh! Chain death. Hold on. Lance. Bet needs one more hit. Water bolt. Kicked it. Oh. Not bad. Not bad. I honestly thought if you just came in with a Garrote dots and just let the dots rip through him, wait for a block, and then death mark him, that's what I was going to suggest for you to do. But hey, you know what? Whatever you did, allow JDN to at least get himself a chance. I think blocking so aggressively on the death mark, I think that was the play. Second block, he sees the cooldowns, he's like, you know what? I'm just going to use CDs. I'm just going to use my immunities. Not even going to use them to recover, just going to use them just to like block your damage. Well done. Another Dave Griff? Okay, you think so? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's all the rogues at this point, chat. You know what? I'm not even gonna argue with you boys. I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you are wrong. We just need the outlaws in here, man. That's all, because those facts. Wait, hold on, JDN. You almost just beamed the guy down. Hold on, Songra's not alive yet. Hold on a second. What was that? What killed him? Jill got 3 and JDN got 2. My goodness, that was a really fast one. All right. Why would you heal so much for a death knight? Okay, we know how a meme on DK is like, yeah, you know, they don't really heal a lot. That was a lot of healing for that one game specifically. I mean, that was more healing the damage that you did. But man, at least Unholy can do some stuff. I will say this, at least Unholy DK can do some stuff. As for Frost, I wish Frost could do the same stuff on Holy could. Alrighty, I'm done for the night. Alright, sounds good, Wolfie. Thanks so much for coming by, fam. Appreciate ya. We did do a lot of games, man, and we had them like back to back to back to back to back to back to back like that. So, to be fair, we did do a lot of them, a ton of them. Unholy healing better than Frost healing, but correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it the same? Or am I wrong about that? Baldwin, Night King, if you guys are still around, we can maybe get you guys a group going. Yeah? Maybe fight each other. If you guys are down for one more. What server am I on? Kid, I play on Illidan, US Illidan. But I do have a character on EU, on Argent Dawn, for funsies. Mostly just to do some stuff with the EU players. But I don't have like a proper character on the EU. I just like, I could host the duels on the EU. That's about it for now. Maybe next expansion, yeah? It was just an R-Druid finish boss 100k DPS. R-Druids can actually do a lot of damage, man. Sauce healing, to be honest. Steals other people's healing. Oh, you're right. Yes, Unholy do have a talent that steals people's healing. You are correct. It is going to be... Chip was linking to me. But necrotic wounds, yes. Bursting necrotic... festering wounds converts into necrotic wound. Absorbing 4% of all healing received for 15 seconds. In healing you for the amount absorbed when the effect ends. Up to 4% of your maximum health. Up to... Wait, is it only maximum 4% of your health for every heal? Or like if they do a big heal, you still get 4% for that, yeah? Oh, it stacks. Okay, so if you stack it, Then you take 4 times 6, 24. Okay, fair. I guess that makes sense. Like if a paladin is standing, they heal themselves while you have all those wounds pop, right? Or they try to heal themselves, chop themselves. Okay. I see. I forget about that talent a lot. I always think of it as like a... I always think of that talent as just like a necrotic effect. And that's it. But yeah. Alrighty. Chills, are we doing more or are we done skipping for the night, my guy? Let me know while I save all these. I don't even remember which one of these I did save and which ones I didn't. We did do a lot of games compared to EU, where it felt like we did also do a lot of games on EU, to be fair. We did a ton of them. Like I was looking through the footages, it was a lot compared to like an average EU day. A couple of more than normal, which is still quite a bit. But NA just felt like we were just going back to 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 back, you know? It's just crazy. But they're so short. Even though we do have, like you guys say, Grifka number 2. They're still very short. Alright, let's get ourselves one more with Night King and as Baldwin 91. Last one for the night though. Probably last one for the night. Bad take? You think so? That's why my Death Strike nerf was so toxic with DK. It was targeted at season 1 on Holy DK, disproportionately nerf fast survivability more than Holy. Bad take. Death mark button at 20%. A DK doesn't die, lol. He did heal a lot there, didn't he? I do gotta see exactly how he healed there. I know he pressed AMS, so that was poison damage, but the bleeds should have still did number, right? Was it? I think it was pressed Lichborn and then Death Coil dumped a bunch of Death Coils in himself, and then maybe Death Pact, which is like a 2-minute trade for a 2-minute trade, which I guess kind of makes sense. But that is true. That is a lot of commit by the Rogue, but also I think it was a lot of cooldown commit by the DK as well. 5. I'm feeling... I'm trying to figure out what arena I want to do. Let's do another hook point. I like hook point. I want to get myself a little bit of a darker arena. A little bit of a dark mode arena. Because hook point I feel like is always kind of gloomy looking. But I kind of like it. Is it like a daytime hook point? I don't think I've ever seen like a daytime hook point. But maybe there is. Just at a different time of day. Frost already had a weaker survivability than Holy. This is why I think they just need to do a rework for Frost. But you're probably right, it may not fix everything, but I think it can fix a lot of things, is the way I'd put it. We do an SS on my Hunter, I've been rough with all the melee, yeah. Soul Shuffle, yeah, definitely. Hunter, you have to have a good healer, you have to have fantastic CC and like perfect use of defenses, but yeah, I feel like melee can definitely run a Hunter down. Definitely. You just play survival at that point, so you join the melee then? I mean, you're not going to be in any tank here, but which, you know. We got us some Chopos over for the team 1 raid to go over there. We also got Zay charging out immediately by the looks of it, as in another unholy DK. Oh, I like it. Have we had Zay in these before from Demon Soul? Top G gonna be first up, trying to see if we can get a bleed onto Zay with a leap around the corner. Zay with an IBF breaking out of a stun. It is gonna be a full burst onto top, trying to see if we can add a bunch of ghouls into the mix. It is gonna be a full death mark, however. So for Top G, if he presses the offensive, there goes his Mortar Strike more or less. He normally does not get to run Mortar Strike as a Fury, but Zay can't heal. Whatever healing he can offer, he can't do it. He just gave himself a little bit extra health to work with. Top is taking still a lot of damage from these ghouls though. I don't know if Bloodthirst will be enough to keep you alive here. As Zay walks in, catching up a little bit of healing though. Top still got himself a little bit extra burst damage to the ready with a stun onto Zay. Reflect available in case maybe you could reflect the stun. Zay's getting quite a bit of damage onto Top though. AMS, not going to stop you against the physical damage of a Fury Warrior, but it's still letting you do quite a number either way. The Top with a quick charge, stun onto Zay, catching up a ton of healing as Death Coils fly through it. The Death Coils actually do enough damage for Top G to lose. He gets a lot of healing, but then the Death Coils just cut it back so fast. I'm actually very surprised. Zay had no help whatsoever. Just trying to see if we can avoid it as best as possible. Top G still has a big defensive up his sleeve into a stun reflex. Stun right after. Got himself a full Odin's Fury. I think for Zay it might be lights out unless they have some kind of a last trick up their sleeve. Try to get himself a nice new set of pets. Not quite enough to keep the game rolling. DJ Flex joining in versus Top G is going to go for a feign death immediately. Death market already. Stun. Does he himself the big setup? Going in for a charge. Got himself the spear in order to get himself a little bit more crit damage. Top G taking huge hits, having to go full defensive, unleashing the barrage of spears. I was going to say swords, but instead just spears is what he's running. As DJ Flex tried to avoid the man, got himself Exil. Leap around the corner. Charge. Trying to go for the disarm. Does land it. Fear for Top G. Just needs himself a breather for a second. Needs a heal really badly. If only he had a reflect for that one. But how do you predict it? Top, as long as he's taking damage from the grenade shrapnels, he's not going to be able to heal, which is what Flex wants. Flex, I think, is going to wait until his stun is available with his pet. That is coming back up in about 20 seconds. Maybe he can go in around the corner in the Kai Top G. If he can root him, toss a couple of grenades, keep him low. Because Top is going for this Bloodthirst off of that pet. He's going for whatever healing he can. He's going to take out that pet if he can. It's going to be a binding shot down, trying to see if he can Kai Top G over. But he's worried about the pet. He's focused on the pet completely. The trinket to break out of that stun. Stun back at the DJ Flex with a Stormbolt into a freezing trap to stop and place Manic Bandage for Flex. Does get himself a full camo. At least get himself a nice reset. As Top G was able to get himself plenty of recovery. If he just whirlwinds randomly, he will get the pet. If only he knew. Oh no! If only he did that a little bit sooner. But he had no idea. He had no clue. The guy's actually fully invis. Top G does know that there is going to be a hunter spying at him, looking at him. What is this random rage thing around you? Is that Hunter's Mark? What is that? Or is it like some kind of like an effect? Like this trail of red. Is it just trail of rage? This man just building up rage. Stun right after his Flex. Does going for a full death mark. Does he himself a big go? He got himself binding shot around the corner. Fury of the Eagle, so potentially lots of damage for the hunter. Bleeds out for Top. This is going to be a binding shot onto the Top. Does get himself a reflect because there's a freezing trap waiting for him. Big kill shots coming through for Flex. Got himself big crit damage. This is going to be a stun for Top G. Trying to see if he can maximize the damage. That was a feigned death for Flex. Does reduce a lot of damage Top G does to him for a little bit though. From one freezing trap into a trap. Making sure that the grenades do not let him get any recovery. But Top G able to swipe a heal or two from that pet. Flex, I think, might be looking for a full reset, right? Top G needs an angle with a leap. If he gets himself a decent angle with a leap, he can always leap in, charge, but he just needs him to have a long enough leap, far enough leap. Freezing trap, I don't know if he had a reaction time to pop a reflect last second, but it's going to be freezing trap with the tar. Flexing, just trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a recovery. Is he going to go for a camo? That, or he's waiting for a stun, which I think that's what he's waiting for. Stormbolt out of Top, into a trinket out of Flex. Full death chakram at the ready. Got himself Fury of the Eagle to give himself a little bit more damage into a full coordinated assault. Got himself a crit damage buff. Maybe can maximize some in here. Survival of the fittest. He's trying to see if he can challenge Top G to see which one of those two is going to be the only one walking out of this arena. Full kill shot, stun on the Top as soon as charged in. Second charge to intercept into a turtle shell for Flex. Trying to go for as much self-healing as possible while Top G turns the attention onto the pet as soon as possible. Reflect up in case there's a freezing trap. Flex is just going to wait it out. I don't know if Top G, if only Fury Warriors had a Blaze Storm, because then you could go for a Reflect, and then you could go Blaze Storm to immune the traps. But now, as soon as you got the Reflect up, there's only so much you can do. Flex is taking bleeding damage though, so he won't be able to get himself an easy reset. Leap around the corner, which is not exactly where he wanted the Warrior to go. Stun last second, into an execute maybe. Oh, does catch him. That is so good. With JDN going to be up next. I think playing Shimmer still, right? Or normal blink? Try to go for a kick, does not quite connect. Still lots of damage to JDN. Has himself plenty of damage reduction. Does get himself the all-the-time reflect up for Top G. Is going to be able to reflect a water ball back at the heli. Stun onto Demoniac. I was going to say, what did Demoniac do to you? I think he maybe just tabbed. Maybe the mage went invis for a second and he tabbed or shot him. No, he didn't shot him build. No, I think maybe just tabbed. Maybe he was trying to see if he can hit the pet. Tabbed the wrong guy. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Oh man, Rogue's looking to be funny, so I stunned him. I love that. I love that. Gonna be a full setup, full frost bomb into Thark, having to walk through the fire and the flames and the frost itself, all the elements at once. As it keeps getting rooted, Blizzards to lock down his approach as JDN does himself a setup. got himself a Frozen Orb. Maybe he can get a couple Blizzards, Cone of Cold really quickly, but trying to mostly try to see if he can cut away from Tharg, as the man got himself Ghost Wolf, Elemental charging out around the corner. JDN is just trying to buy himself time, maybe waiting for some cooldowns, maybe trying to see if he can win until he has his Ray of Frost and Icy Veins back up. I don't really know what the cooldown of Ray of Frost would be. As you can see, like a lot of CDs and stuff don't really have, not really being tracked right now in the spectator mode, which is unfortunate. Hopefully they'll end up fixing it. That was a Frozen Bomb. JDM maybe has himself a decent setup. Froze Bulb, Flurry, that's going to be big Ascendance. Trying to see if he can avoid Tharg. Does hit him with a Blizzard. Does know that Tharg has a bit of a range to his abilities. I think 35-yard range, if not, I'm pretty sure 35-yard range is going to avoid him entirely. Just going to go for reverse blink away from the guy. Blizzard down on one side, Ring of Fire on the other. Tharg cannot really approach this. That is going to be a full Ray of Frost. Not much you can really do. That is going to be the pet adding on a Jetstream in order to make sure that he's getting the completely encapsulated with the shatters. Trying to stay. Wait, is he DC'd? I think he DC'd. Oh, left? I think he left. Okay. Willie, if you left, I don't really know what I could say about that, except I feel like that should still be given to JDN. I forgot what I'm talking. Oh, good, my God. All good, all good. Yeah, I think that should still be given to JDN. Unless he had to go or something, then I think that should still go to the mage. Gonna be Bloody up next. Big shatters onto the Paladin. Trying to see if he can. Does he run a JDN? Does he run away? Trying to see if he can look for cover. That's gonna be Root immediately. Trying to see if he can catch him in a Ring of Frost. Doesn't quite catch him, but there's a Shield of Vengeance that is able to break through pretty easily. That is also Crusade that JDN is easily able to avoid. Got himself Blizzards on one side. Maybe we can go Frozen Orb on the other. Lance is getting spiked over at Bloody. And Bloody does have himself an opportunity to at least stand and heal. Blizzard on one side, Fire on the other. Actually taking damage from both of them. Ray of Frost is going to melt the man. Got himself a bubble. That's going to be big mobility for JDN. Does he just go down here? Stun. JDN with a trinket. Does have himself a reversal. Bloody does not have any more immunities. Shadow mode for a quick second until Lance is to follow. Bloody maybe does have himself a Blessing of Protection, or rather the Blessing of Spell Warding in order to immune a lot of the magic damage. Ring of Fire, Blizzard, and a Frozen Orb. There's nowhere for you to go. You have to have an immunity or you're done. Lances, oh my God. JDN, if you go behind Pillar against this man, you're not going to be able to stay alive. Ring of Fire, Frozen Orb, and Blizzard are all going to hurt you so much. He doesn't even have to have a line of sight of you to be able to hit you. It's going to be a blink in for JDN, getting super aggressive. Ring of Frost onto Q Druid. Trying to see if it can knock him into the Ring of Frost. Doesn't quite go into the ring as it goes right above it. So the Z axis, the height, lets him kind of like bypass the ring safely in a way, which is unfortunate. JDN does have himself full. Icy Veins available with a pad at the ready. Going for the bit of that Jetstream, but looks like he just faded. Daro here removed it. I'm not sure. Might have. I think it is faded. I think it did completely fade. Does get caught out though in the root, however. Ray of Frost, as he does get hit with a shatter, trying to see if he can maneuver around it. Still took a lot of damage. That is going to be a Frozen Orb down. If JDN can combine together with Frozen Orb, Ring of Fire, and a Blizzard, that'll be a lot of damage. Kunbo getting interrupted entirely. That's going to him trying to see if he can reposition. Q still got a lot of damage. Shadows is still doing a number to him. Ring of Fire around this pillar, trying to see if he can avoid it. Still gets hit by it. Glacial does not quite connect. JDN does get to back up out of there. That is going to be still Star Surge's Q Druid's still taking a lot of damage. Even though the Frost Mage is not a dot class, the amount of Blizzard damage, Ring of Fire damage, Frozen Orb damage he can do is just a lot. Q Druid trying to see if he can maybe reposition. Ring of Frost is going to be on one side, where JDN can maybe expect him on the other. Trying to see if he can Nova, doesn't quite find him. Q Druid out in the open, getting some dots in. JDN with the Meteor Flurry. Ray of Frost doing a lot of damage. That's doing a number to the guy right now. Q Druid is going to hit with a Frozen Orb on one side. Ring of Fire does get caught in the middle. Hold on a second, looking for Star Surges. Is it enough? Oh, Ice Block last second. Does he realize he's versus Beastly? He still has himself a second block. Hold on, JDN might be able to bring it back for his team. He needs one more. Ray of Frost is so broken right now. They did buff a lot of the Frost abilities, didn't they? I think Ray of Frost might have gotten buffed, right? That or they buffed everything else, and now Ray of Frost just kind of works. I'm not sure. I need to look back at it again. But JDN got himself a Ring of Frost, trying to avoid Beastly. If you can avoid getting dotted by him in the first place, Beastly does not play with a pet. So that is an advantage. JDN also plays around Shimmer, which I'm so weirded out by. Because normally you play Blink in order to break out of stunts and break out of roots. but Shimmer does work pretty well because you got so much casting as a Frost Mage. Big drains. JDN might just have to go for an Ice Block. That is a lot of damage he's taking right now. Blizzard around the corner. If you can maybe drop down full AoE onto BC, does hit him with a Ray of Frost, cannot interrupt it. He doesn't have a pet to be able to mosey around the pillar and to hit the guy. He's getting surrounded by Frost with blizzards and everything. If you can go for Ice Block, there goes Ice Block for JDM. Beastly, does he have a heal? He doesn't. He uses Warlock Hellstone. He doesn't have any more left. Breath to follow. If JDN could freeze him, does freeze him. Frostbomb, that's going to be huge. Ring of Fire, does not quite connect. Actually kind of moved a little bit early. Finally gets a hit. That's going to be a Shatter. Still taking damage from the fire though. JDN getting zapped up by the Dark Glare. He doesn't really want to get zapped up by that thing at all. Dots around him. Shatter is big. There's going to be Fear right after. JDN taking lots of damage. Let's see you weigh on him. Also, almost gets it. Hold on, interrupted. Wait a second. Does he have enough flurries? Oh my goodness. He did have enough flurries. Oh my lordy. 4 Frost Mages are back, baby. Oh my goodness. They are back in a very big way. My golly gee willikers. I got no words. That Ray of Frost, the Blizzard, Frozen Orb, and the Ring of Fire combination, by the way, too. You can't hide behind the pillar against these guys. You're just dead if you do that. That is crazy. Wow. Well, there it is. Sober Toast, how you doing, my guy? Any groups up? I'm not sure. What group is banded? Are we doing more chat or are we done for the night? Because it is about 8 p.m. It is getting late. I got more dungeons I gotta run too. So, you know. But no, we probably should just call it for now, right? We're almost at 400 games. So we're at 3. This was game 395 for NA. We're 5 away from getting a 400. Group's over. That's all good. I think we are done for the night, Blaze. I think groups are done for the night. We usually end right about now-ish. TY for coming, friend. Hope you enjoyed the rounds. We will be doing more next week. Group disbanded. It's all good. It's fine. We had a hell of a games, man. We had a hell of games, dudes. GG's. GG's, everybody. These were so fun. I enjoyed these. Not gonna play. Sorry. You're just gonna kind of even see where it plays a bit more honor than that. With the mage, I guess an Affliction Warlock. I think he has to kite there super hard, doesn't he? Because if he gets dotted, it's just all over. 1 round, please. No. Groups are gone, man. Groups are done for the night. I can't force them. These do end right about now-ish though. Yo, I like the way that looks. Am I the only one? I don't like the weapon, but I think he's just trying to find something that works. But I like the way that looks. Look at the gloves. Look at the. I guess the gems are not quite the same. This is more turquoise. This is more blue, but like it's so close. It looks so good. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I like how he's like weird pointy hat and pointy shoulders. You know? Plus the horns too, I think add that edge to it. I think it was great. Dal, why have you locked me into another Galacron farm? I didn't. Your brain did. Like my brain strapped me in the Galacron grind. I could just not do it. But I'm like, you know what? I won the dagger. At this point with like 30 runs, 40 runs that I've done so far, I need the dagger. I'm going to get one. I just need one. I'm not going to get more than that. I know technically I could go get more daggers than that on my rogue to play Assassin, but I'm not going to do it to myself. I'm going to get one for Outlaw. I don't even care if it's a 483 or a 476. I'm just going to get one because it's still such a DPS gain. And the difference between 483 and 476 is like 600 DPS on a good day, on a good sim. Maybe 800 on like a best sim. Like full buffs and everything and just all the cards line up. Maybe. But like a dagger is a dagger. And that specifically with Time Strike is huge. And nerf Ray Frost. Oh man, one more. Us Brody. Sorry boys. We do more next week. Tomorrow. Am I streaming tomorrow? You know, depending how this dungeon run goes, I might just take a day off tomorrow. Am I streaming Monday? I don't know. I know that I'm exhausted. I went to bed super late and woke up super early today. I might need like 2 days to recoup or something, chat. But I'll keep you guys updated with the streams. Do you even have projects to work on? I mean, I've been working on stuff in the background, but like nothing I super committed into. This week has been a grind week for me with raids and stuff. It's supposed to be like a break week with like holidays and all that, but it doesn't feel like it at all. You know? I feel like I'm grinding my rogue day in and day out now. Anyway, boys, thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate you. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to be doing more of these duels next week. Friday for EU, Saturday for NA. Tomorrow, Monday, are a bit of floaty day. I'm not sure if we're going to be streaming specifically. I'm just exhausted after the dungeon grind, and I'm still not done with it. I am hoping I'll walk away tonight with a dagger so I can just put my sanity in a box, go mental, put it back in, resume normal life schedule. That's all I want to get out of my rogue is that dagger out of a dungeon. If you are a rogue and wants to help me get the dagger and you can trade the dagger, I would love you. I would love you for the rest of your life. I need the weapon. I need the dagger. I don't think anybody's going to trade it though. I think everybody that has the daggers is probably like not in the dungeon anymore. So all you have is just rogues that are grinding that. And only rogues can loot an agility dagger, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to find people that can help you. Nigh impossible, basically. Thank you all. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys whenever we stream again. Definitely Tuesday for the box opening. I want to get, if I can get the dagger tonight, I'll start working on my ults. I'll just play my ults and I'll have some fun. Because, man, I feel like I've been grinding same dungeons and I just want to push keys and do stuff. This is a pretty good time to like get 45 keys out of the way. And all I can do is the dagger. Thank you. You guys are great. I had a lot of fun with you, all of you. I'll see you guys maybe Sunday, maybe Monday, definitely Tuesday. Join our Discord to be updated whenever we do go stream. I'll just post in Discord whenever we go up. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I'll see you all next time. Peace.
Till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. 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 Shockwaves with you.